目を閉じたら落ちてくガラスの迷路ひび割れた声まだ消えないまま封じた記憶誰かの夢にすり替わる名前さえ今奪われてく聞こえるか胸の奥できしむ鎖の叫び逃げないで選ぶんだ自分だけの芯を一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてくささやく嘘切り裂きながら冷めないなら夢を燃やせ一つ操られた明日に君の本と響かせてかけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えてゆけ黒いタイピン運命に鼓動が刺さる笑うシステム感情を食らう震えた指でログアウト先を探してるでも君の手が確かにここにある忘れるな偽物でも選ぶ痛みはリアル奪えない願いだけが最後のパスワード一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてくささやく嘘切り裂きながら冷めないなら夢を燃やせ一つ操られた明日に君の本と響かせてかけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えていけ必殺君の声で暗いスクリプトを壊して一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を更新してく挟むく影抱きしめながら傷ついても夢を離すな一つ操られた未来君と一緒に飛び越えて交差してくストーリー今始まりに帰ろう
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap. Welcome to another episode of Hypnocast, boys. We are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, boys, you got to bring it in. Let's go. We need to hug it out. It is a Sunday, which means it's the day before the worst day of the week. That's right, boys. The worst day. The worst day of the week is tomorrow. That means we got to party it hard today. We got to have a banger stream before everybody gets depressed tomorrow because it's Monday, right? That's what happens on Mondays. Nobody likes Mondays. Stop lying to yourselves. Stop lying to yourselves in the chat. Monday Eve. Let's not say that. Stop hiding in the box, Dark Dave. I see you in the box. Get out the box. Get out the box, Dark Dave. Get out the box, man. All right, guys, listen very closely. If you're watching over on YouTube, like the stream now. I don't care if you just woke up, like the stream. Guys, if you're watching over on Rumble, like the stream twice. And if you're watching anywhere else right now, that's impossible. You're probably gay. And you most likely lost to the mech in Forza.
You are gay!
That's right. That's right. Guys, can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking? What are we checking today? We actually have just a few topics today, but they're all a little bit longer topics, to say the least. But we got some interesting stuff that we're going to go over today. It's always good when you got a video from Laura Fryer. She's talking about mixtape. I really want to hear her opinions on that.
Morrigan, check gifted games.
What? I got to check gifted games. I will, Mystic Vegeta. Thank you, sir. And yes, we will check gifted games, and we will have a battle tonight. We will have a battle tonight. King Demon Wing says he's yeeting all Monday lovers into a black hole. I'm telling you, King Demon Wing is controlling all of the Monday lovers. So if you guys love Monday, you need to fear the wrath of King Demon Wing. And it's wrathful, let me tell you. Every time he drops a red boy, people in the chat like, come on. Why are you doing that? We can't win. Dylan B says 34 out of 34 Steam achievements for Mouse PI for hire. Nice. Yeah, I got to go back and do that. I am one achievement away from finishing Spider-Man 2. I am 2 achievements away from finishing Destroy All Humans. I am like so close. And I finished like 2 other games recently. I've been grinding it out, man. Pause. Been working at it, man. Been working at it. Oh, I got like a couple of achievements left for Dragonkin, but that's a bit of a grind because you got to level all the classes to 50, which is a motherfucker. But that's okay. It's all right. It's a fun game, though. What else are we checking, man? We got On Vacation check. Very nice, DJ Conic. Enjoy yourself. What else? I won Friday here already. The week just started. Battlefield 6 is fun again, check. Really? What did they do? Oh, did Season 3 come out? Is that what it is? Did they make it better? Does Monday even exist? No. Subnautica 2, 7 out of 10. Too much water, check. Yep, that's why Leon should play it. Empanadas, check. Buy Nintendo stock, check. We got Destroy All Humans is still insanely fun, check. You don't know what Dragonkin is, Azrai? Go look up Dragonkin on Steam. You'll see what I'm talking about. Stephen McGregor says, I may fall asleep to your calming voice soon.
You are gay!
All right, boys, like the stream. We're going to do the Big and Army roll call. Then we're going to do the membership train. And then we're getting into the content because we got quite a bit to go over today, boys. It's going to be an interesting start to the week, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see who is in this chat hanging out with us on this beautiful, glorious Sunday. Not only that, we have actually, before we do the Big and Army roll call, let's go over the battle today because today is going to be an interesting one. Let's do it. All right, boys. Listen up very closely. So, in the video game waifu battle tournament that we have going on right now, last one that we did, Cammy unfortunately got felted by Mai, which means Mai went on to the next round, and she will be facing Jill Valentine from the Resident Evil series in the next round. But we won't see her for a little while. Today, we are going to be focusing on none other than Morrigan versus Mithra, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. Why is the chat so big? Hold on, let me make it smaller. There we go. Morrigan versus Mithra, ladies and gentlemen. Now, these are 2 characters that are very loved in their own particular series. So, you know, gonna be interesting to see which way this goes. Yes, Dragonkin the Banish, as right. That is the game. That is the game. Dragonkin the Banish. It's going to be interesting to see which way this ends up going between Morrigan or Mithra. But you can vote for the entire chat. For the entire stream in the chat. Just start it off with with the hashtag name. Please start it off with the hashtag name, and we will get it going. We'll get it going, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a good time. All right, Bigot Army roll call. Who is in his chat right now? We already got Morgan votes, so that's going to be interesting. Who's in his chat? We got, let's see, let's scroll up a little bit. Old Man Cad, what's going on, dude? It says it's Friday for me every day. Yes, I'm very jealous of you, sir. We got Dade404. We got Timebound Howler. We got Nick Havoc. What's going on, Nick Havoc? We got Mr. Melancholy, Luck E-Boy, John D, The Fourth Wall Guy, Azrai, Hanny, Too Cool Curry, D Draconic, A Kickin' Danitz. We got Hanny again, The Gaming Wolf 87, Mr. Melancholy, Yamato 85, Oliver Adam, Glowmide Prince, Dark Tenave, Soul Reaper 2078, Dr. Richard Kimball. What? Apparently Naughty Dog postponed the release of Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. Well, see, that's coming from, okay, that story is coming from the actor, one of the people who acted in that video game. And he's like, yeah, you know, I worked on something, and that something is the new game from Naughty Dog, and yeah, it's going to come out in a couple of years. The guy didn't even seem like he knew what the fuck he was talking about, to be honest with you. We'll wait and see an official statement from Naughty Dog, but you're probably not wrong. You're probably not wrong. Matthew say, hello, Prees. What's going on, Matthew? How you doing, brother? We got, let me see, Nick Havoc. We got Michelle Carajo. We got Blue Octopus screaming at the top of her lungs for mac and cheese. Well, that's different. We got Felsteph. We got King motherfucking Demon Wing. We got Soul Reaper 2078. We got Praetorian. We got, let me see, Tanya Raven says, I'm not here. I'm playing Forza in my head. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's addicted to the game. We got Bros Pros. What's going on, man? How you doing? We got, let me see. Who's here? John D. What's going on, John D? Are you going to protect yourself today, John D, or what are we doing? Are you just going to let yourself be just all exposed? Oh, wait, you're banned. What am I talking about? You're banned. Old Man Cat says intro vids. We don't do intro vids until the final battle. Cozy Goober. We got, let me see, let me scroll down. Antran. We got Jail Knight voting for Morgan already. Look at that. That's amazing. We got, who else? Beautiful Zexel. All right, 4 more people that we got to get on with the show, man. We got a lot we got to go over today, boys. We got All Night Radio. We got, who else is here? D-Mag. What's going on, D-Mag? We got Valkyrie. Valkyrie's in the chat. What's going on? We got Secret Final Boss says sits on... Hey, yo, what are you sitting on? You said sits on... What are you sitting on, bro? Better relax with that, man. We got Dirt McGurk. I love that. Great name. All right, and last but not least, we got Dark Sissa Loco. We got D-Mag. We got, let's see, Rune with the Power of the Monkey. Shout out to Rune with the Power of the Monkey. Appreciate you, brother. We got Razo over on Rumble. Demise over on Rumble. D-Draconic on Rumble. Kurakami on Rumble. Fluffy Murder Machine over on Rumble. T-Jab Steve is over on Rumble as well. We got, let me scroll down. Let me see. I'm trying to call out some Rumble people, man. Sargon, what's going on? Over on Rumble. USMC over on Rumble. What's going on, dude? And Torinol says, I am Carrie, not in evidence. What? Over on Rumble. Genetic Spore over on Rumble. Diet Spam over on Rumble. And Platypus is over on Rumble. All right, guys, listen, I called out as many people as I possibly could. Let's sacrifice your fellow Bigot Army member, and let's see who is going to get it today.
Being brain dead is hard work.
Fucking Biden.
He means he apologizes for being brain dead.
Oh, my God. Obama, too? Oh, my God, bro. It's bad enough. Biden is bad enough. There's no reason to bring Obama into this as well. Tanya, thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. All right, boys. That means you are officially getting a money shot from both Biden and Obama since Tanya super chatted before I started calling out names. I don't make up the rules. She just made the rule. Here we go. We got Lucky Boy saying no Sony, no PlayStation, no Bungie, Una Reverse. As you receive this money shot, you listen to Hypnotic's audiobook. My audiobook?
Hashtag more game.
I don't have an audiobook.
I can't wait for Monday.
Bro, why, Zesty? Why? I'm going to ban that voice. Why Zesty, bro? Bounty Wolf, thank you for the 5, man. All right. Lucky Boy says to go down by 10. That's a lot. But I'm going to do my best. Fractal, Dietrichonica, Kickin' Danitz, Matthew, and Trent. That's 5. Azrise, Soul Reaper, Jason Long, Dietrich Honikin, Dark Today says Pirates let the Scampus draw the next card and attack your life points directly. Go down by 5, up by 8. That is too fucking complicated. I'm going down by 5. That's Fractal, Scampus, Matthew, Fractal, and a kicking down that says nope. Combo breaker, HP protected to go up, which goes to fucking Fractal Mage with his fucking mouth wide open. Jesus Christ. The man literally has a wide open mouth emoji with the finger pointing to it and the splat emoji right after that. Brother. What are we fucking doing? What are we do? Are we not even trying? Are we not even trying? And then he adds more to it. Look at him. He's adding more. He just added 6 splat emojis. He's spamming splat emojis now. This man is gay. Oh! Oh! Oh!
What the?
I don't even know sometimes, man. I don't even know. I have no idea. Sometimes I wonder. Tanya.
Tanner apologizes being an
God.
idiot. Super unmoist.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You apologize for being an idiot and then you hit me with the zesty sound. It's gay. It's okay, Tanya. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. You and Biotee Wolf are trying to fucking drive me crazy with this zesty voiceover. All right, guys, listen, we got a lot we got to go over today. Before we do the membership train, listen up. Listen up. Listen up. Sea of Thieves is getting canceled, boys. Sea of Thieves is getting canceled, but not in the way that you're thinking. All right, apparently the company behind Sea of Thieves, supposedly anyway, had somebody that was working in their community. As a, it wasn't even somebody who was working at the company. It was like somebody who had like a high rank in the community or something like that. And apparently he got accused of being a bad boy, with little kids apparently. And Sea of Thieves are being accused of trying to essentially squash the story. But now after people leaving a crazy amount of bad reviews and accusing them of basically all the worst, they've now come out and made a statement. So we're going to go over all that. We're going to go over all that today because it's interesting stuff. I don't know if I necessarily agree with blaming that company, considering it's not somebody who works for them. But anyway, we're going to go over all the aspects of it. There's a lot to it. That's why I said, like, we don't got a ton of topics today, but the topics we do have, they're longer topics. So that's one of them. Number 2 is we got Amazon. Apparently, somebody blew the whistle on Amazon's gaming sector, which we already know is basically crumbling. But Amazon was reportedly forcing developers to make an entire video game with generative AI. And then after the game essentially failed, or they couldn't make it work, or they couldn't put it together, well, they just basically fired everybody. At least that's what people are saying. Obviously, this is he said, she said kind of stuff, but we're going to talk about it and see what's going on with that because I find that to be very interesting. We also got a video from Laura Fryer. She did a video talking about mixtape. And I always find it very interesting to go over what she said, what she says about certain video games, because she's been in the industry for a very, very long time. And I'm curious to hear her thoughts about mixtape and whether or not we're going to agree, disagree, whatever the case would be. So we're going to check that out and see what's going on with that. And we got one more topic. I couldn't fit it in the title, but we're going to talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's director again, because the other day we talked about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's director and how apparently he wants to bring, the series to younger audiences. That was his words, right? Well, apparently there's another part of that interview that I didn't see, which is him essentially confirming, to me anyway, that we're not going to see a turn-based Final Fantasy ever again. Because he is saying that real-time combat versus turn-based combat, that younger players are increasingly in favor of more real-time combat experiences. Thus, that tends to be the way that they're going to lean. So that's extremely fucking disappointing. Let's just sound the alarm right now. Let's sound the alarm right now, ladies and gentlemen, because, yeah, well, it's pretty clear It's pretty clear where they're going with, you know, potentially Final Fantasy 17. Or maybe he's full of shit, you know, because again, he may not be working on 17 for all we know. But anyway, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna see what's going on with that. All right, boys. So we got a lot we got to go over. The TTS is on, although I would highly probably not super chat right now because we're about to rock the membership train. DJ Connor, thank you for the 5. I appreciate you not using Zesty. However, I don't appreciate you lying about the fact that I like scampuses, brother. I don't like scampuses. I don't know where you got that information from, but those cats can go burn in hell. All right? I don't like scampuses. Why does chat on screen show YouTube chat and not Rumble as well? Well, that is because good old OBS does not have an internal function that works with Rumble. Rumble's basically the bastard child of pretty much all these programs, so it's very difficult to get both YouTube and Rumble chat on the screen at the same exact time without using some weird external fucking, thing that I don't necessarily want to use. So, Rumble gets my beautiful voice to call out all their awesome chats, which are usually just random conversations that they're having over there on Rumble anyway. That's basically it. All right, boys. Are we ready to get into this, man? What the fuck is a scampus? You don't know what a scampus is? Bro, scampuses, they suck. That's all I'm going to say, all right? You're probably better off not knowing what a scampus is, so don't worry about it. Look at that. Scampus literally tagged me in the chat with a poop emoji. Fuck those cats. Fuck those cats. Hypno TTS, when? I gotta figure out how to do that. Guys, are we ready? Membership train. Can we start the week off strong? Is that possible? Can we start? I mean, we already got King Demon Wing dropping Red Boys over on Rumble. It's absolutely fucking insane. He didn't tell me what he wanted for a clip, though, but I'm sure it's probably waifus. Guys, can we get this train going? Fractal Mage says no? Oh, fuck. Well, let's do our best and forget the rest, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the week off strong. It's a Sunday. Light this shit up green to the best of your ability, or at the very least, get on the train and go hug a wife.
Ladies and gentlemen, all aboard.
I don't need a day off. I already had one. I get 1 day off a month. It's fine. Let's go. Kick it down. It's with the membership over on YouTube. Thank you, sir. Tanya Raven with the membership over on YouTube. Thank you. Deidre Connick with a membership on Rumble. Thank you. Dexter Bell, a membership over on YouTube. Thank you so much. King Demon Wing, 5 memberships over on YouTube. Thank you. John D with a membership over on YouTube. Thank you so much. King Demon Wing dropped a 5 membership banger on Rumble. Thank you, sir. That's insane.
We are Hypnocast. Membership train.
That's right. Damn, we lit this shit up green, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate the insane support for the membership train. Look at Stephen McGregor spamming those train emojis. Look at this guy spamming the train emojis, man. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Let us continue. Audio is more consistent than the video. Stop hating. All right, stop hating. Guys, let's get into it, man. Pre-stream legends. Let's thank the people that took the extra step. Kicking down and started us off with 1 membership at the beginning of the stream. Thank you, my good man. I appreciate that. Mr. Vegeta with the 2. Hashtag Morgan. Check gifted games. I will. I appreciate that. Tanya voted for Cammy. I don't know why. Because she's not in the battle. And then King Demon Wing dropped a 5 membership banger. Look at this fucking guy.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
And considering that is the first one of the stream, you already know what that means.
したい深めに合い今すぐスタートボタンを押してみよう私はこんなんじゃないはず
Shout out to King Demon Wing. Thank you for the 5 memberships, my brother. I appreciate that, man. Mystic, thank you for the 2. Tiny with the 5. Thank you. BioT with the 5. Thank you so much voting for Morrigan. Which is interesting. I would have thought you would have voted Mithra, but I guess I'm wrong on that one. Tanya Raven with the 5 for Morrigan. Thank you. I appreciate that. Teacher Conic with the 5. Lying on my life that I like Scampuses. I don't know why, but, you know, it is what it is. Thank you for the 5. Kicking Donuts with the membership again. Tanya Raven. Oh, my God. I can't speak. Tanya Raven with the membership. Thank you. Dexter Bell with the membership. Thank you so much. King Demon Wing dropped another 5 memberships.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
Shout out to King Demon Wing. Thank you for the 5 memberships. I appreciate that, my man. And then John D dropping a membership as well. Thank you so much.
Tonight's stream is sponsored
What?
by Hypno's Coffee.
No, I do not have a no. I do not have a coffee company.
Hashtag Morrigan.
Monday and Zesty Lovers should be sent to Arkham Asylum.
I agree.
Honestly, you'd have to be crazy to love Zesty in Mondays.
I agree. Based. Absolutely fucking based. I agree, Mr. Melancholy. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Adair Soto dropping a membership last second over on YouTube as well. Thank you so much, man. You fucking legend. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, sir. Let's go over to Rumble. We got King Demon Wing. Guys, prep yourselves, man. Prep yourselves. King, not in the way, you know, not in the gay way, not with the Leon prep, not like that. Prep yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. King Demon Wing dropped a $100 Red Boy Hyper Banger for Morgan.
We have ourselves a Red Boy. Hyper Banger!
Let's not forget Hypnos' new brand special cream called the Money Shop limited time only. Come get it on when a free cotton mug with it.
That's nasty, Adair Soto.
Membership, Hayden, TV not to watch in a long while. Loving the new background and animations. Keep up the amazing
Hey! Adair Soto, thank you for the 5. Time was 23 months, man. I appreciate you, brother. That's a long fucking time, man. Thank you. It's all good. I appreciate you. Thank you, my good man. I'm glad you like some of the new stuff you're saying. And King Demon Wing for the $100 Red Boy Hyper Banger, summoning some fucking anime waifus. You can clearly see this is his new favorite clip. I guess the fairies and the gingers got retired, or at least they're, you know, second place, third place now. But regardless, it's all good. I think that's probably the best clip we've made so far. But shout out to what do you call it? King Demon Wing, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. Teacher Conic dropped the membership over on Rumble as well. Thank you, sir. And then King Demon Wing, he's not stopping, bro. He's not stopping. 5 memberships over on Rumble.
More memberships! More memberships!
Good taste as always, Hypnotic.
Thank you.
Hooba.
More memberships!
Thank you so much, Scratch Cat. I appreciate that. Appreciate it too. And King Demon Wing, 5 memberships over on Rumble. Guys, if you have a Rumble account and you're not a member, go over to Rumble right now. You're probably going to get a membership if you just say hi in the chat. Draconic with a 5 from Mithra. Gotta give her some love. I respect it. I respect it. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate that.
Can we get some caramel anime girls?
For you, Debo, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm working on it. It takes a lot to make these fucking clips, but I'm working on it, brother. I got you. We're going to get some brown girls in there. Don't worry. Get some caramel colored anime girls. No problem, man. No problem. Guys, we are fully caught up. Thank you so much for the insane support. Appreciate it. We're going to go on into the content. And just a reminder, throughout the entire stream, please make sure to let us know in your super chats. Put hashtag and the name in the beginning of the super chat to let us know who you're voting for so we can figure out who's going to go into the next round. This is the really long tournament, so we're going through the preliminaries right now. Just let us know. Hashtag Morrigan or hashtag Mithra. Right now, Morrigan's winning, but not by much. It could easily turn around at any fucking point. It could turn around at any point, so we'll see. All right, a couple of things really quick. Number one, guys, did you see this this new indie game? Oh, actually, hold on, I'm sorry. Really quick, Gifted Games. I'm retarded. Wait, I'm retarded. Give me a second. We got DJ. Look at DJ, man. Shout out to DJ, the legend.
Got one free, a well-done steak dinner with Hypno as well,
Stop
but they
with
go
the
to the gay
well-done
people.
steak.
Sorry, ladies, was that a support the message?
Adair Soto, thank you for the 5, brother. I appreciate you. Stop with the well-done steak. There is not a single creature on this planet that is human that eats wood chips like that, all right? That is literally what you're eating. Well-done steak is wood chips. You're eating wood. It's wood. Thank you, Adair Soto, for the 5. I appreciate that. Guys, DJ the Legend says, Cozy, where's Pouty when I need her? Dropping a cozy game in my Gifted Games, Mika and the Witch's Mountain. It's a fantasy adventure about an aspiring witch who delivers packages to the townspeople of a small island. Explore every cranny and soar through the sky with your magic broom. There you go. Shout out to DJ. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I don't know if you're watching or just fucking with me in the, but I appreciate it. We got Mr. Vegeta says Hypno. Farley sure? Or you mean to say fairly sure? Fairly sure it's a Left 4 Dead-like game, but with dinos. Also, check out free game Pineapple and Pizza, just a name. I'm not doing it. I do not want Pineapple and Pizza in my Steam library. I absolutely refuse. I refuse. Best wishes, Mr. Vegeta. Thank you, brother. Primal Carnage Extinction. So this is Left 4 Dead, but with dinosaurs? That sounds pretty fucking sick.
But Hypno, you're looking one. I'm not human.
You're not human. I know you're not human. I know you're not human. Bebop says, as a former chef, I could say well-done steak is akin to boot leather. Just eat your shoes with A1. Thank you. Finally, somebody who understands my plight. Thank you, my good man. It's unbelievable. Guys, all right, let's get into this. So I saw this indie game over on X. I don't know if it's a real game yet. It gives me like... It gives me like the Chinese Room kind of vibes where those kind of video games, like Still Wakes the Deep, for example. This video game is apparently called Open Waters, and it's an interesting idea. I immediately sent this to Leon, and he had like a panic attack. So, you know, there's that because I'm a really good friend like that. So I saw this. This solo indie developer is making a survival horror game based on Baslophobia. Stranded on a small boat with no minimap, navigate only using a compass, stars, and sounds. Do not fall into the water. Would you play this? Okay, so let's check this out and see what we got. Leon would shit his fucking pants, bro. I thought you said don't go in the water. Leon would absolutely shit his fucking pants. That water is impressive. It is very impressive. Like, the graphics of this game is very impressive. If you're gonna have a walking sim style video game like this, the least you could do is make it atmospheric and have the graphics and the detail be as good as possible, which this game looks like it has. So, what are you doing in my waters? I don't know, bro. You are dead. No big surprise. Probably. SCP game? Probably. Who knows? It looks cool as fuck. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty interesting overall. I wouldn't mind playing something like this. Like, I enjoyed Still Wakes the Deep, so I like games like this, which is why Mixtape was so insulting to me, because they try to be in the same breath as those kind of video games while offering nothing like those games, you know? So it was a little bit insulting, not gonna lie to you. But okay.
Hashtag Mithra.
人のラブズパイナップルオンピザ。
No, I don't.
ジャストアズマッチ HE ラブズスカンパス。
No, it's a lie. It's a lie on both of them. Both of those things. It's crazy. I understood exactly what she said without even having to read it. I don't like pineapple on pizza, and I damn sure don't like scampuses. You lying bastard. 02. Thank you so much for the 5, GG Chronic. Appreciate you, bro. All right, let's continue. Hold on. Let me Oh, wait, damn. We got some on Rumble. Rumble's going crazy, man. Torino with a 5 for hashtag Panda. This motherfucker. The platform of true winners. Thank you, Torino. I appreciate that. Secret Final Boss with a 5 for Mithra. I'm loyal to the Xeno series. Let's go, man. I'm hoping for a good battle today. I don't want a fucking sweep. I don't want a complete sweep, man. Let's not have a complete sweep. Let's see Mithra put up a fight here. But we'll see anyway. All right, let's get out of this, guys. Let's do the Laura Fryer video first. How about that? You want to do the Laura Fryer videos first? I think we should do the Laura Fryer video first. What do you guys think? All right, boys. Laura Fryer put out a brand new video. Let me pause the TTS right now. I'm gonna pause TTS in the meantime. Laura Fryer put out a brand new video, and this video that she put out is talking about none other than everybody's favorite video game of the last generation, which is Mixtape. Now, we tend to react to Laura Fryer videos a lot. Fun fact, Laura Fryer actually commented on our last reaction on my video on Hypnotic Gaming Live. I don't think she realizes that I have a main channel. Probably not. But she did comment on my last video that we reacted to her, which was a little while ago. So shout out to Laura Fryer if you do end up watching this again. Appreciate you. We are going to be checking out this video that she made about Mixtape, because I feel like with all the industry nonsense that's going on right now and how there is just an obvious push, an inorganic push for this game, an artificial push, whatever word you want to use, it's so obvious, and the people gaslight you and try to pretend like it's not actually happening. Well, we can all see it with our eyes, and they try to tell you, well, your eyes are lying to you, and the entire industry is doing that right now. So I figure let's listen to somebody who has decades of experience in the gaming industry, and let's see what she has to say. For all I know, we might disagree. We might agree. It might be, 50-50. Who really knows at this point? But I always find it to be pretty interesting, her videos. I think she does a good job breaking it all down from multiple standpoints. So let's see how this goes. Here we go. Mixtape from Laura Fryer. Let's check this out. Fucking copyrighted music. I don't have a perpetuity license. I'm not a multi-billionaire. I'm just kidding, by the way. I don't know if this is one of the songs in the game. I'm just saying.
A lot of people really like Mixtape because it captures that late 90s coming-of-age feeling. The music, the friendships, that last wild night before everything changes.
Oh, yeah, last wild night. The last wild night where we all became criminals and arsonists. Where we all told our police dad fathers to go fuck off and let me be a big girl and live my life.
For some, it feels like the perfect time capsule of their teenage years. But a lot of others feel like the game is being reviewed more on the soundtrack and nostalgia than the act.
It feels like, all right, the people who are claiming that it feels like their life, number one, I think they're lying through their teeth. I think they were given a script in order to say something like that, because I can't imagine that most people are seeing themselves in this game, because it's such a dramatized video game and story that if you are really trying to say that this is making you think about your past or your previous, like, experiences or whatever, I have to question what kind of experiences you had. I'm almost positive That is not true. What I believe is actually going on here, and I've said this many times before, is I believe this is the fantasy of people who made this video game, some 40-year-old developers that made this video game and thought to themselves, what would the 90s be like if I could go back and redo it? And that's what I feel like is happening here, in my opinion. But anyway, let's go.
Actual experience of playing it. It feels like Mixtape hit a bunch of these reviewers right in the member berries, and that personal nostalgia is clearly driving a lot of these 10 out of 10 scores.
Supposedly.
Look, people don't agree on what that childhood experience even looked like, and we don't even agree on what a game is anymore. But when journalists are scoring these low scope...
Well, I mean, at the very least, a video game should have gameplay to it, like actual gameplay to it, not just random moments here or there where we might experience a button press or two, and that's it. You know, like, again, I've mentioned actual, real, well-done, interactive story video games. I'm not a Telltale video game player, okay, but I do play, like I should say I did play like Heavy Rain, for example, Detroit Become Human. Those kind of video games are heavily interactive, and they're basically movie video games, but every little thing that you can do in that game, not only can you do it, but there's so many different branching paths and choices and things that you could decide. It's insane. The amount of things that you could do in that game is insane. And then after every single chapter, they lay out to you every option you could have made and where it would have went in the story, showing you just how many branching paths there actually are. But with this, it's just you're on a train, basically. You're on a train, and it's one stop. It's only one stop, right? So again, it's not. I don't feel like these are comparable. But unfortunately, the gaming press and the media are trying to compare these two games. They're like, oh, well, how could you hate Mixtape when these games existed already? Yeah, because they're actually games. Mixtape is not a game. But anyway, like she said, we're going to be arguing about this all the time. Let's press play. Here we go.
Interactive stories, the same as a massive, ambitious project, it feels really broken. And it's feeding straight into the bigger issue.
Hold on, go back. What'd she say about that? Go back.
It's the same as a massive, ambitious project. But when journalists are scoring these low-scope, interactive stories, the same as a massive, ambitious project, it feels really broken.
True.
And it's feeding straight into the bigger issue of journalist trust.
True.
This is exactly what happened in Hollywood, and it's happening in games.
Absolutely true. And that's the problem, right? This is the issue. When you have video games that change the game, like Crimson Desert, for example, getting a 6 for some of the most ridiculous reasons, by the way. We're talking really stupid fucking reasons, right? Like when we looked at the actual IGN reviewer and listened to him break down all the reasons why he had a problem with Crimson Desert, which, by the way, in that entire video, he never said what he liked about the game. I think he said like maybe one thing. Everything else was the problem with this, problem with that, problem with the combat, problem with the overall, the world being too big, too, like whatever. It was just ridiculous. It was honestly ridiculous. So to give that kind of game a 6 and to give this a 10, yeah, people are going to think that this is a little bit stupid. Like how are we even comparing the two here?
For those of you who haven't seen it yet, here's what Mixtape actually is. It's a short 3-hour narrative game from a tiny 12-person studio in Melbourne, Australia. It follows 3 friends on their last night of high school. It's got a strong 90s alt-rock soundtrack and very light gameplay.
Very light gameplay. Let's make sure we stay on that. Very, very light gameplay.
Mostly walking, skating, and playing a few small mini games. It blew up on social media because it immediately brought the whole "what even is a game" question back into the spotlight.
You know, I wouldn't say that's the reason why it blew up on social media. I think that was you could say that was like an after effect, right? Like people bringing that up after the fact. But the reason why this game blew up on social media the way that it did is because every single outlet was repeating the same exact script, giving it a 10 out of 10, saying the same exact words, and trying to convince you that this video game was somehow the best game over the last 10 years. A 3-hour video game with little to no gameplay at all somehow is a 10 out of 10 best video game in the last decade. And they're all trying to convince you of that. So naturally, people are going to be like, that seems a little weird, right? That seems a little extreme. They're not even... I'll give you a perfect example. Guys, Forza Horizon 6 got a 10 out of 10 from a lot of outlets. Do you see them talking about Forza Horizon 6 in the same manner that they talked about Mixtape? Do you see them promoting Forza Horizon 6 in the same manner that they were talking about mixtape? Do you see all these massive accounts, PlayStation, Xbox, all these official yellow checkmark accounts promoting Forza Horizon 6 in the same manner that they did mixtape? Do you see Xbox, the official account, talking about how, hey guys, just a reminder, if you don't like a video game that, just because you don't like it doesn't mean that it's not a good video game. Do you see them posting things like that to defend Forza Horizon 6 from the claims that it doesn't deserve a 10 out of... Guys, just so we can really see the difference here, okay? Forza Horizon 6, I don't think it's a 10. But I could fully understand why some people would probably think it's a 10, okay? Because I'm getting ready to score that game pretty fucking high. I got about, I think, 10 hours in the game so far. I want to play for another 10 hours or so. But I can see that, right? Like, it's an actual game. There's so much to that, it's ridiculous, right? Whereas trying to compare it to this and then all the gaslighting and the defense on top of that, this is why people looked at this like this is something suspicious. And I don't think people were wrong in thinking that. So that's really why this blew up. Again, it had nothing to do with the gameplay. The gameplay came after the fact. Because I'll be honest with you, nobody even knew about this game. Most people didn't know. Most people didn't care, which is evident by the numbers, because this is the kind of video game that most people don't care to play. It's a very niche kind of video game. The only reason people started looking into the game and the gameplay was because you guys artificially pushed it to levels that we haven't seen in years. And by you guys, I mean the gaming media, not Laura Fryer. But you get what I'm saying. It's the artificial push of the game that made people investigate it and made them say, you know what? There's something really weird here, right? Let me look into this game and see what's going on. Why? Because naturally, if somebody tells you a game is a 10 out of 10 and you're seeing it everywhere, what's the first thing somebody's going to do? They're going to look up the game. They're going to look up the game and they're going to check it out and they're going to see what's going on. So anyway, let's go.
From a development standpoint, this game was done right. They had a clear vision and they stuck to it. In every interview with these developers, you can tell that they genuinely love what they built. And they treated it exactly like a movie. Emotional resonance was their goal. They built the whole thing.
I've never seen these guys before. Wait, what? Holy shit. Wait. I've never seen them before. All right, this makes a lot of sense. This is definitely like they're not beating the theater kid allegations, bro. They're not beating like the 40-year-old theater kid allegations where they That is funny. So that's Destin interviewing them on the left. In case you guys don't know who Destin is, he's former IGN. He became an independent content creator because he was either fired from IGN or whatever the case may be. So props to him for trying to do his own thing. But he still uses his connections within the gaming industry to try to, push his content. But the developers of the two guys on the right, never seen them before. But whatever, anyway. Nice t-shirt, though. Holy shit, look at this guy's t-shirt. Very nice. Not exactly very progressive. I like it. Very misogynistic. Perfect.
Like a concept album, each song with its own chapter.
Pace right was really important, so we laid the whole game out.
It literally says total pleasure with a girl holding some massive fucking titties. That is, wow.
Horizontal slice.
Wow.
Song by song. Had like all the tracks, kind of had really rough versions of the gameplay.
And they knew exactly what they were doing with this kissing scene. They intentionally made it gross, awkward, and uncomfortable. They wanted players to feel...
No! You just had to ruin it! Come on, Laura, no! We went from looking at the t-shirt to looking at this. Nasty.
The real teenage embarrassment up close. It wasn't a mistake. It was the point.
Can we skip this?
And honestly, that tongue wrestling moment is a big reason that people have even heard of the game. Okay, it went viral, it got memed everywhere, and it brought a ton of attention to the game.
That's true.
Both good and bad.
No good.
When you look at it from a scope and cost standpoint...
Brother, what the fuck? Bro, this guy... Okay, these guys absolutely are making this video game in their image, right? Like, in what they wish their experience in the 90s was like. There's no way. There's no way they live the life that played out in the game. They just want... They just wanted to make their idealized version of the entire experience.
It was also very reasonable. This game was made by a tiny 12-person team in Melbourne, Australia. And they weren't like Double Fine, which had 40 people on Keeper, which was their indie.
Does anybody else get driven crazy whenever you see like a messy desk? Or am I the only one? I can't stand a messy desk. It drives me fucking insane. Like, look at all those Coke cans and garbage on the fucking desk in the back. Like, whose desk is that? Why would you even show that in a video? Why not clean that up before your video? Like, am I the only one? Am I crazy?
Style experiment. They didn't do that. Instead, they scoped the game realistically to what a small team could actually deliver. And with upfront money from Game Pass and their publisher, they've likely already made their money back.
Yeah, Mr. Hardcore Mode, I see you, man. Clean your fucking desk. Clean your clean your desk.
And if not, they soon will. Look, I've said it before. I want game developers to experiment. I want them to make whatever game they want.
Yeah,
but
fair.
they need to scope it to the size of their audience.
True.
And they did. So I love this game from that standpoint. What's tough for everyone isn't the developers, it's the reviews. It's hard to believe this game deserves a 10 out of 10 when Crimson Desert only got in the mid-70s. But the backlash isn't new. I played Heavy Rain back in the day. It was a dark, interactive thriller where a father has to go through brutal trials to save his kidnapped son from a killer.
One of the greatest games ever, by the way. Seriously. Like, if you guys haven't played Heavy Rain, and you've never played one of these interactive story kind of video games, I highly implore you to go play Heavy Rain. I'm so serious. Like, find a way to play Heavy Rain, and then come back and tell me that you've experienced storytelling better than that. Because again, like, there is some great storytelling out there, some great video games with great stories, but Heavy Rain was seriously just illegally good. It should not have been that good. Like, graphically, it's going to be a little rough, right? Because it's pretty old at this point. If you want something a little bit graphically better with still a good story, go play Detroit Become Human. That's a great game as well. But Heavy Rain is just a whole different fucking ball game, bro. It's a whole different ball game. Anyway, let's see if she says that it's different or if it's the same. If she says it's the same, I disagree heavily.
It had dozens of different endings. We played it one summer as a family. We had one person with the controller and everyone else was armchair quarterbacking the whole time. It was a great experience and way more interactive than if we had just been watching a movie together. It brought back the feelings that I used to get when I'd play board games with my family as a kid. When Heavy Rain came out in 2010, it was an industry darling. But a lot of people still called it not a real game. It still won BAFTAs and sold millions of copies. And yet here we are having the same conversation about Mixtape.
I do remember that people were saying Heavy Rain was not a real game, but that's because when Heavy Rain came out, video games like that at the scale that it was and the kind of storytelling that was capable in that game was not really seen before. You know, like the interactive movie style video games. There were probably some other examples, but the way that Heavy Rain did it, it was almost non-existent. So Heavy Rain was kind of like a trailblazer in that sense, where it kind of set the stage really for what is possible in storytelling interactive video games that you actually still participate in. Mixtape is a video game that you barely participate in.
Here's the challenge with a heavy story-based experience. You want the player to actually experience the story,
right?
But every gamer is at a different level. A lot of people will never see the full story if the game is too hard. This was a debate we had when I was a producer on Crimson Skies. You see, I'm the worst pilot on the planet, which was confirmed by the glider gnome. But I still wanted to play through the game and experience the story. So,
all right, real quick, because she didn't really specify, so she used Heavy Rain as an example to kind of, you know, cross-reference Mixtape. I don't agree with that cross-reference whatsoever. Whatso-fucking-ever. Because, again, if you're going to bring up Heavy Rain, you have to distinguish between the two, the obvious glaring differences between both video games, where Heavy Rain is a video game that has an ungodly amount of branching stories, and you actually participate in every action that leads up to that particular branch of the story. Whatever way the story goes, you're the reason why the story went that way. Whereas with Mixtape, you're just along for the ride, and you press one or two buttons, every random, moment, whatever. Sometimes even for like not for a long time, it's totally different. You are completely along for the ride. It's a one-stop train, So hopefully she separates that later on, but she didn't do it that early, so I just wanted to, specify. Anyway.
For people like me, we added a skip option. If you failed a mission 3 times in a row, the game would prompt you and let you move on to the next mission if you wanted.
Gay.
The argument was simple. At the time, we were selling physical discs. We already had the gamer's money. If the customer just wants to experience the story and doesn't want to bang their head against the wall, why not let them do that?
Gay.
And if you've never watched play tests, here's a little secret. Some missions stop players completely while other players fly right through them. And you
listen, I'll never blame her or a developer for doing that. I think it's gay, okay? I think it's fucking weak, right? I think that as a gamer, you should want to rise to the occasion, right? You should want to rise at the challenge that the developers set at the bare minimum. I can understand maybe not wanting to play a hard mode, right? I can understand that. I feel like there should be normal experience and there should be hard mode. Right, I don't like the whole like super easy, normal, hard, very like I don't like that. Just have like a baseline normal experience that every player has to rise to at the bare minimum to experience the game, and then you can have it hard mode. But again, I understand why they do it. I get it, accessibility, all that bullshit. I understand that. I'm just saying, me personally, my own personal tastes, which are not universal, I get that too. So I'm not trying to say that it is. I rather rise to the occasion. That's why that's why I have a rule when I play Souls-like video games, or when I play action video games like Stellar Blade or Neo 3, for example, we played recently. You guys know, if I encounter a boss, whether I knew I was going to encounter a boss or not, well, more so especially if I didn't know. If I didn't know I was going to encounter a boss and I encountered that boss, it doesn't fucking matter. If I am undergeared, underleveled, I don't have the right weapon, I'm gonna come to the table the way that I showed up, and I'm going to try to find a way to win. I've done that every single time. I was 30 levels under the last area in Neo 3, and I still found a way to get through it. Even though it was clearly like I was getting two-shot. But it didn't matter anyway. The point is, that's just how I am. But I understand not everybody's like that. So I'm just speaking from my own personal experience. Anyway, let her cook.
Can't predict it. Even really good players sometimes get stuck on certain missions and can't get through. So the debate isn't new. But what's different this time is the gap.
The gap.
Watching reviewers give Mixtape a 10 out of 10 while they dunk on Crimson Desert, that's what erodes trust.
True.
And that trust in journalists is at an all-time low.
I think it's at 0. To be honest, I don't even think, I wouldn't even say that it's low at this point. I would say that it's literally 0. I would say that people, I don't think there's anybody that trusts a single outlet that is considered mainstream media. I just don't. I don't think, at least not for, well, you know what? Let's be fair here. There's a lot of normies, so maybe they do, okay? But in the grand scheme of things, when you could talk to these normies, and most of them don't fuck with a lot of the major websites like Otaku, IGN, and all that, I think it's fair to say it is so fucking low that it practically should be at 0 at this point. But yeah, to be fair, there are some people that do check out IGN, especially still. IGN's the only one that really gets any sort of traffic. Everybody else kind of struggles with traffic, unless they talk about how gay things are, and then people rage click their articles. So that's that. Let's continue.
Exactly what happened in Hollywood. Look at Rotten Tomatoes. You regularly see 40-point gaps between what critics are saying about a movie and what the actual audience is saying.
It's crazy how often that actually has happened. Like, how many times have we seen this? Even with video games, too. You guys know, every time we see IGN score something a 5 or a 6, what's the first thing that pops up in your mind? Shit, that game must be good. I gotta go check it out. Why is that? You know what I mean? Why is that? Same thing with the movies. Whenever you see stuff like, look at that spread. 59% from critics. Almost 100% from viewers. You know, it happens a lot. And it's going to continue to keep happening a lot. And it's because, unfortunately, the industry, they're very pompous. They try to tell you that they're the arbiters of information. They're the ones who, you got to listen to. They're the ones that are official. They're the one with the credentials, all this nonsense. And meanwhile, all of them combined get destroyed by usually just one YouTuber, let alone the thousands of YouTubers that are out there. So it just makes you wonder, what's even the point? Well, the point is this, clearly.
They're saying about a movie and what the actual audience is saying. It feels like we're not even watching the same movies.
Nope.
I personally stopped watching the Oscars years ago because their opinions no longer match my taste. And I'm not alone.
See?
They've actually lost roughly half their audience since 2010. Meanwhile, the Game Awards keep breaking viewership records every year.
I've played it, and after you see this trailer, I think you're going to want to as well. Welcome to High Guard.
Yo, Laura, why did Laura have to put that in there, bro? Laura, you're not sneaky. You're not sneaky. Laura, that is a sneak diss. That is absolutely a sneak diss against Jeff Keighley. Don't lie to me. You absolutely felt it, Jeff Keighley. You know for a fact she was editing the video. She's like, I'm going to put that in there. Bro. No, so I think that the Game Awards keeps getting bigger and bigger viewership because the gaming industry as a whole is so massive to the point where naturally, as it continues to get bigger, everything around it will also get bigger. Not only that, people basically treat the Game Awards as one massive show to find out what games are coming up next. They just want to see trailers, right? Most people don't give a fuck about the actual awards. And if we do care about the awards, it's only because we want to fight over what actually deserved to get XYZ award. It happens all the time. Even though at the end of the day, most gamers don't care. Like, if you could give me the trailers from the Game Awards without me having to watch the actual award show, I would be all for that. But we don't get that, right? We have to watch the award show in order to get the trailers. Otherwise, how are we going to find out about amazing games like High Guard? How are we going to find out about it, right? Guys, and I don't care what anybody says, I saw that background image, and I really thought that was Elder Scrolls 6 when that first... Before he said, welcome to High Guard, I was like, oh, shit, that is Elder Scrolls 6. It looks exactly like the image that they promoted that game with. And then it comes out to be High Guard. And I'm like, what the fuck is High Guard? Anyway, but she definitely put that in there on purpose. I see you, Laura. I see you.
But if they keep going all in on games like High Guard that sadly shut down after just a few weeks, they might end up facing the same problem. I know gamers are frustrated. They don't like seeing this big gap in review scores. It's annoying. But I also think we're putting way too much emphasis on journalist opinions. If they want to keep cozying up with developers and destroying their own credibility, that's their problem. Plenty of people are pointing it out, so it will course correct in the end.
I agree. It will. And that's what they're trying to avoid. This is why those same journalists, those same access media shills, they're on social media every single day complaining about YouTubers 24/7. Literally. If you go, I swear to God, I will put money on this. I'll put money on this. If you go to any of these shills that you know of and you look at their tweets, you're guaranteed to see them bitching about supposed grifters at least once a week. More than that. Like, way more than that. But I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like, at least once a week. But I guarantee you it's probably 10 times or more in a week. Hell, probably even a day for some of them. Bitching about grifters. Grifters this, grifters that. Conspiracy theorists. All the fucking time. Right? Those dirty grifters trying to make money from rage bait. But here I am posting the same video that I posted the other day with a different title, trying to get money from Twitter because, well, that's the only platform that I actually get money from. We all know what that's about. You know? So, again, guys, it's one of those things. It's like rules for thee, not for me. You know, they're allowed to make money doing what they want in the gaming industry. They're allowed to make money talking about the things they want in the gaming industry. They're allowed to get an ungodly amount of free shit talking about what they want in the gaming industry. They're allowed to have sponsorship deals. They're allowed to have contract deals. They're allowed to have hashtag ad in their description. They're allowed to do all these things. But God forbid a YouTuber gets a fucking super chat from a viewer who's enjoying the content. Well, then that's just grifting. That's problematic. That's disgusting. How dare you be like that? You fucking grifter. It's crazy, bro. I swear to God.
At the end of the day, not everyone loves mixtape, and that's okay. But I think this is exactly the kind of game we should see more of in this industry.
No!
I want to see developers making passion projects, experimenting, but scoping it realistically so they don't end up with massive layoffs if it doesn't hit.
You know, so here's the thing. I get what she's saying. I do. But I'm gonna vehemently disagree. And the reason why is because not that I'm saying this game shouldn't exist. This game can exist. I've said this many times. This game should exist. I'll keep saying that. This game can exist. It should exist. The problem people have is not with the existence of the game. The problem that people have is how the game is being utilized and weaponized by the industry to push a bullshit fucking narrative that is also being funded by a multi-billionaire, one of the richest people in the world, and they're trying to pass themselves off as just a little indie team, a small team of 12 people that's totally not funded by a multi-billionaire. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem that people have. The problem that people have is with that in particular. Like, don't try to push this game that nobody would otherwise care about. Don't try to push this game on us. Tell us it's the best game of the last 10 years, and then tell us it was made by a small little Australian team of 12 people that has a billionaire behind them that had to save their company with their first game that never made it on Kickstarter. They tried to raise funds on Kickstarter, and the Kickstarter ended up failing. And then here came Annapurna, Captain Save-A-Ho, or Captain Save-A-Liberal, came in here with their billions of dollars. They're like, yeah, we'll fund your game, and we'll make sure it gets heavily advertised. And since we have connections, we'll make sure it wins that nice little BAFTA award because, you know, we want to make sure you win that BAFTA because we can't pay off Jeff Keighley anymore. So we'll make sure you at least get a BAFTA. I don't even know what the fuck BAFTA stands for. But they all talk about it like it's this prestigious thing. Nobody fucking cares. That's the thing. Nobody cares about any of that. Only they do because they care about the opinions of each other, not the people that they're selling products to. They don't care about your opinion. They don't care about my opinion. They don't care if we buy their game or not. All they care about is whether or not their fellow people in the industry, the access media, and other developers celebrate their game. That's all they care about. Which is why they constantly focus on review scores from all these major outlets that nobody else cares about except them. So it's a massive circle jerk. That's all it is. It's a huge fucking circle jerk. Anyway, let's continue. You betrayed me, Laura, but that's fine. She's allowed to have her opinion, obviously.
We should be celebrating that this studio did it right, even if their game isn't for us. And I, for one, am looking forward to seeing what they do next.
But the thing is, like, what did they do right, though? That's my question. What did they do right? Aside from, okay, so she's saying, like, they made a video game with small scope and they saw it through from beginning to end. Fine, no problem. The thing is, though, that small scope video game is actually not a small scope video game. Because look at the amount of funding, look at the amount of money behind it. Laura, think about this. If you watch this video, just think about this real quick. All right, this video game, the budget for this video game, whatever you probably have in your mind is probably, I would say, fairly small, right? The budget's fairly small, at least from the design aspect of it. But then you start getting into the licensed music, where it's licensed in perpetuity, which means they have infinite license on every single one of those songs, which is extremely expensive. We're not even going to get into that. There's no way they made their money back on that alone, not even including the $300,000 in government grants that they received as well. Not even including all the influencer kits that were sent out to all the people to tell everybody in the world it was a 10 out of 10. Thank you for the free t-shirt and CD player and headphones and all that stuff. Guys, what I'm trying to tell you, what I'm trying to tell Laura is that just think about this. Is it really a small scope video game? I understand the video game is not really a video game and the design aspect of it is small scope, but the actual development of it, the money that was invested into it and the money that was used to promote it is not small scope. This is not a small scope promoted video game. This video game was promoted harder than some of the AAA games that I've seen recently, where you have PlayStation, Xbox coming out to defend it on their official accounts, saying clearly a message from whoever the, Gen Z social media person wanted to say about the video game. I've never seen this for any game recently that I could think of. But somehow all these major accounts came out in unison to defend this game. So this is why people think that this is clearly an industry plant. And this is why I say that the scope for this game, while it may have been small in design, it's not small in cost. Not even close. It's not a small little indie team of 12 people. They may have been the one that made it, but it's damn sure not small in the sense of how much it costs and who's spending money on it. It's not. I'm sorry. These are the same people, not Laura, but these are the same people that complained. Like I said, I told you guys this before. These are the same people, Kotaku, all these people ran articles about how Expedition 33 should not be considered an indie game because of the fact that the person behind the studio is a little bit wealthy. Mind you, not even anywhere close, not even in the same planet as Annapurna's billion-dollar daughter, but still, I think he's like a millionaire or whatever, like a low-tier millionaire, and he designed this video game. Well, he got a small team together, made this video game, made his own studio, left Ubisoft because he was bored over at Ubisoft. And they're like, yeah, well, I don't think it should be considered an indie game because, the guy has money. So why is this considered an indie game when she's one of the richest people in the fucking world? It doesn't make any sense. And it's because they don't want to be consistent. It's because this video game, this is their game. This is their baby, right? This is their chance to try to get the attention back on them. For the mainstream press. This is their opportunity. It's always rules for thee, but not for me. So that's why I personally disagree with Laura and the whole small scope thing. Again, the game kit exists. I don't care about that personally. You know how many games like this exist on Steam in any given year? You know how many games like Mixtape come out on Steam every year? Probably hundreds. I'm not even kidding. You could find hundreds of video games like Mixtape on Steam every single year. Because they're easy to make. They're not hard to make. So, for me, I don't care about the fucking game. But it's the way that the game was utilized, the message that was complete bullshit that was being pushed, and how hard they pushed it. If they just would have put out this game and that was it, fine. But they try to convince you this is a generational video game. Better than anything that we've gotten in 10 years. A life changer. I'm sorry, I just don't believe that. And it's not just a situation of the game's not for me. I already know it's not for me. That's why I don't pay attention to these games usually. That doesn't mean that I can't look at your story and say, that kind of sounds like bullshit. And then everybody else who looks up the game and researches it like, that's kind of bullshit. And then the people who were suckered into it, who were either played it because they were curious or played it for content, they end up playing it like, that's kind of bullshit. And not only that, the game is already dying. What does it have? Like 600 players on Steam or whatever? Listen, it's not a video game that was for sales. We're well past that. They don't care about sales with video games like Mixtape. It's not about sales, and it's never been about sales. This video game was made for one reason and one reason only. It was the passion project of this studio, funded by the passion of a very wealthy Nepo baby that owns a publishing company that, by the way, her entire team walked out on her a couple of years ago. She had to rehire a whole new team because they all walked out on her. I don't know if people remember that, but I'm just mentioning it. So that's all it is. And it's, again, it's going to come and go, and it's going to die like a fart in the wind, like always. It always works that way. Anyway, let her finish.
Do you think if you would have started this today, maybe you wouldn't have got the backing that you needed, or do you not worry about that?
I don't care. we make what we make. So
yeah, I mean, we make our stuff. And Annapurna's always looked after us, and I think we're lucky, and that's good.
Yeah.
They literally say it. They literally say it, brother. He said, Destin asked the question. He said, if you think you would have made that game today, I'm assuming they're talking about their first game. Like, what would have happened? And they said, yeah, we don't care. We make what we want to make. Annapurna looks after us. We're good. They literally admitted it. Bro, Like, they don't care about making money. They don't care about their game doing well. It's all about just the game that they want to put out there. This is, bro, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, what? They just literally, after my long-winded speech, if I just would have let this play, I could have saved myself 5 minutes. They admitted everything. That is so funny. Anyway, yeah, well, there you go. What else did they say? Let's see.
We are lucky. I think there's a line in the Artful Escape in our previous game. It says, an artist's job is not to give people what they want, it's to give them something they could never have imagined. So
Oh my God, bro. These people are so fucking pompous. They're like, yeah, we're not going to give you what you want. We want to give you what we think you need. Because we know what life is really about. We know what life is really about. Like, we're going to make sure you have what you never thought you even needed. And you'll be thanking us for it. Oh my God, I'm going to vomit, bro. Fuck this shit. Guys, I'm going to link Laura Fry's video. She did awesome on the video. I disagreed on probably like 75% of it, which is fine. Doesn't mean she doesn't make good videos. And I will definitely watch more in the future, as always. I'm going to link it in the chat right now. And it'll be in the description on the playback over at Hypnotic Gaming Live. Laura, if you're watching this, I have a main channel. Come watch on the main channel. You might like it, but I curse a lot. That's because I'm Hispanic, so don't worry about it. All right, guys, watch this trash get Game of the Year for GTA. There's no fucking way they could do that. There's no way they could do that. I think I could say that pretty confidently. If they give this game Game of the Year over Grand Theft Auto, and I don't even like GTA like that, brother, that would be crazy. Want to bet? Yeah, I'll bet on that. I'll bet $100 on that. How you gonna pay me? How you gonna pay me? Well, GTA 6 has to come out this year for that to happen anyway, so. Oh, of course it's gonna. Listen, of course it's gonna be in the award show. I'm not saying it's not gonna be in the award show. I'm not saying it's not gonna be in the award show. I'm saying that even if it gets nominated for Game of the Year, I don't think that it's going to win over GTA. I don't think it's gonna happen. You know, I don't think they could get away with that. That's just next level egregiousness. I don't think it's gonna happen. If they give GTA 6 or a 7, that would be. They're gonna give it a 10 out of 10. What did they give the last GTA? What? Hold on, I'm curious now. Hold on. What did GTA 5 IGN score? What did they give GTA 5? Let me see. It's got 97% on Metacritic. GTA 5. Let me see. They gave it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, of course. They gave GTA 5 a 10 out of 10, IGN. They're going to do it again. There's no way GTA 6 is not going to get 10 out of 10 across the board. There's no way. That's a decade ago. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. GTA 6 is going to be bursting with AI. Yeah, I think so. And I can't wait for the excuses. When is the damn GameCube coming out? I don't know, man. Weedy for Sweetie. You know, we got to get into the next topic. I'm going to resume the TTS, but really quick, Weedy. There was a couple of posts going around on Twitter about the Valve receiving like a ton of consoles. Apparently, though, all those consoles that they received is reportedly the headset, which immediately makes me want to vomit. But yeah, apparently it's the headset, and it's not the Steam machine, which fucking sucks because it looks like the headset's getting ready to release. Because I think like the website went up or some shit like that. I don't know, but they were saying like all signs are pointing to the headset coming out, just like all signs are pointing to the controller coming out. So that sucks, but that's what it is. All right, guys, we got a ton of supers. So let's resume the TTS and get felted. Here we go. And then we're going to get to the next topic. Here we go. What do we got? We got a lot of supers.
As someone who grew up in the 80s and
Trey
90s,
Burkholzer.
Mixtape is only nostalgia for those who landed in juvie. Resembles nothing of the time in story.
I got my daughter to let me sniff in the 90s.
No! Trey, come on. Why? Thank you for the 20, crazy bastard.
Hashtag Mithra.
ヒプノゴナプレイミクテイプbecause リックアスレイ will never give you up
What?
never let you down never hurt you and ヒプノ will love scampus and pineapple pizza after playing
What the fuck did you say?
That Jedi Knight 128
Conic, thank you for the
celebrates
10. What
5
the
months
fuck?
of membership at Hypno Yo Boss.
Yo.
My M8 Ben is here. Can you tell him he's a monkey lover?
Oh.
Nice one.
Ben, you're a monkey lover. Shout out to you, brother.
He's
Thank you so
gonna
much.
come. Under the table.
Always. Alucard, thank you for the 2. Always, always.
Hashtag Mithra.
Yo, Chaotic Holy with a 20 banger from Mithra. Let's go. Mithra's coming back.
Heavy Rain has the funniest
What?
Kache sequence. It's some Nate Gunpolo squad levels of slapstick humor.
That's true. It does. Thank you for the
Nepo
20,
baby
Speedy K.
makes
Thank you.
game where dad is the villain.
Yes, David A. Vest. Exactly.
BAFTA give awards.
Exactly.
Wii games use pronoun and body type.
Yeah, I know. That's why who
Remember
gives a
this
fuck about
day
the
when they
BAFTA?
attacked
Thank you for the
Stellar
2.
Blade 2.
Oh, it's gonna happen, Yamato. It's gonna happen. Thank you for the 2. It's absolutely gonna happen. I guarantee that. I guarantee that.
Nostalgia bait, game based in the late 90s where everyone is riding skateboards. Last I checked, we had more bikes than skateboards plus kids on rollerblades. These people aren't from the 90s.
Yeah, that's true. I did try to do BMX and I got
I
felted.
remember that Hypno, the
Thank you for the
people in
20.
the old studio, could not deal with her. They're the ones who originally created Stray, the
Yes.
little orange kitty cat.
Yes, yes, the entire team. I don't remember the exact reason. I think it's because they wanted to separate from the actual movie. Because I think Annapurna, the employees there wanted to separate from the movie side of Annapurna. They wanted to become like their own. I don't know how to explain it. They wanted to become their own game studio or something like that, and they wanted to separate. And then she was like, "No, it's not going to happen," and they walked out. They just flat out walked out. Like, everybody walked out on her. The entire fucking team walked out on her. But thank you for the 5, Adair Soto. Appreciate that. Kratos, thank you for the 20 banger. Appreciate that. Mithras, catch it up little by little, boys. Catch it up little by little. Love to see the fight, man.
That secret_final
Yo!
boss celebrates 22 months of membership. Can't even see those mixtape degenerates crash in game.
True. It's gonna be it'll be pretty funny. Secret Final Boss, thank you for 22 months. I appreciate that, brother. All right, guys, we're caught up. Let's get into the next topic. Let me X out all this, man. Good video from Laura Fryer. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm gonna link it in the description of the video clip when I put it on Hypnotic Gaming Live. Which, by the way, the videos on Hypnotic Gaming Live are doing very well. It's amazing. It's actually amazing how that works out. All right, next topic. Let's talk about the AI story. Before we get into Sea of Thieves story, let's talk about Amazon. So Amazon recently had a bit of a whistleblower. Nothing too crazy, but it's an interesting story nonetheless because, well, I mean, it's about Gen AI, of course. Reportedly, and again, we're going to get into this, and this is coming from Kotaku, so let's take this with a grain of salt in the manner of the way that it's presented, because we know that Kotaku is extremely against AI, supposedly. And any chance they get to misrepresent something about AI, I'm sure they will take it. So we're going to figure out what's going on here. But Amazon reportedly forced developers to make a generative AI video game, and then they laid off all the developers when it wasn't working out. The game was called Project Trident, and apparently it pivoted several times to meet supposedly unrealistic deadlines and corporate-directed mandate to use generative AI. Now, I'll say this. Do I believe that Amazon was trying to force their developers to use generative AI? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I think that these employees were somehow harmed in this outcome? Like, oh my God, these poor employees had to use Gen AI, and they're such trailblazers. They stood up against. No, obviously not. I don't think that happened at all. But Amazon has been heavily investing in AI, just like all these other major companies are investing in AI right now. I keep telling people that AI is in the gold rush right now, whether you like it or not. These companies are all investing billions, literally billions of fucking dollars to utilize AI. And it's not just in the gaming industry, obviously. You have AI basically affecting almost everything at this point. So let's talk about it. Amazon last October laid off roughly 14,000 employees, which included significant reductions in its gaming business, which we talked about the other day, right? Just a reminder, if you want to be, reminded of one of the biggest fumbles in gaming history, just look at what happened with New World, right? When New World came out, they hit almost 1 million concurrent players on Steam. Fucking 5 years ago almost. That's insane. And unfortunately, well, they dropped the ball and the game never recovered, and that was it at that point. So they're also pulling out of a lot of their gaming stuff. They've said this many times. They keep trying to convince everybody that they're totally going to invest in, some other projects, but they're not. They're not. I think Amazon is pretty much cooked when it comes to anything gaming related, because I don't think they have the skill or the people working there to actually see it through. I just don't. I don't. But anyway, so a known casualty of layoffs was New World Eternum, which is set to shut down in January 2027, despite being one of Amazon's few success stories. Is it really a success story, though? Like, think about it. Is it really a success story if you have a video game that started off so good and then literally completely fell off so bad? I don't really consider that to be a success story, especially since the budget was astronomically high for New World. So again, I you could call that a success if you want, but I wouldn't call that a success. There was another game unceremoniously canceled despite the valiant efforts of its developers. According to Eurogamer, it was a Viking-inspired third-person action comedy. What? The fuck kind of... I thought they were going to say action-adventure video game. Something like that. Action RPG video game. No, they said action comedy. Third-person action comedy. So what are you doing? Are you just making jokes while you're bashing people's skulls in or something? Like, what's happening here? It was called Project Trident. Something unique about it that was incorporated generative AI technology aimed at making the world and its NPCs more responsive. But according to sources who worked on the game, Project Trident used to be very different. They told Eurogamer it was originally a more serious Shadow of the Colossus style adventure. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. I would take that. A Shadow of Colossus style video game with Vikings? Fuck yeah. I would absolutely take that. It only shifted after the developers felt pressured by a corporate mandate to use AI in their game or face cuts. Adapting to the new rules, the developers on Project Trident changed course from their original Shadow of Colossus vision to creating what they described as a Helldiver style game. Oh, so like a parody style game. So when they say comedy, they mean like how Helldivers does parody. That's basically, I think that's where they're going with that. Still, even that would not be the final form. As part of the corporate mandate to include Gen AI, Eurogamer also reported that Project Trident devs were only given 18 months to have their game ready to ship. Oh, damn. Damn. Amazon was like, listen, we invested all this money on AI, and we understand that normally it would take like 5 years to make this game. Motherfucker, you got 18 months. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Amazon was not playing around, bro. They're like, you got 18 months to make this shit, boy. Bro, how is that even going to be possible? That's a little ridiculous, man. What are we doing? They probably did that to force them to use the Gen AI technology. But 18 months? Come on, bro. Like, what is that, bro? Anyway, unable to meet the deadline, the developers managed to secure extra time, at which point Project Trident would transform again, this time into a single-player game. After years of developmental fits and starts, the team was working on finalizing a demo before Amazon pulled the plug with the October layoffs. I don't mean to laugh. I don't mean to laugh, but holy shit, that's bad. So, I'm sorry. So you mean to tell me they went through like 3 or 4 iterations, and once they were finally going to get to a demo after all the shit that Amazon tried to make them do, they just said, yeah, we don't really care about your demo. We're going to fire you anyways. God damn. Wow. In a memo explaining the layoffs' impact on the company's gaming division at the time, Steve Boom, head of Amazon Games, Twitch, and Audio, wrote, we have made the difficult decision to halt a significant amount of our first-party AAA game development work. You might as well halt all of it because you guys aren't releasing anything.
They am the Dragon Age treatment.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, they probably deserve worse. Considering, because think about it. Like, when's the last AAA game that you remember Amazon releasing that they actually worked on outside of New World? What was the last one that you remember releasing? I don't remember anything. Personally, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they published something. They probably published something, right? But in terms of like they actually worked on it, I don't remember anything. They've been in pretty much development hell for all their projects ever since New World. So I can't think of anything that they actually worked on. But anyway, so they say we made the difficult decision to halt a significant amount of first-party AAA development work, specifically around MMORPGs. within Amazon Game Studios. With New World already confirmed as shutting down, the statement also made it seem likely that Amazon's MMO project based on Lord of the Rings did not appear long for this world either, and it now appears it was indeed canceled, along with the unannounced Project Trident. But Amazon is apparently still working on another Lord of the Rings game. In a statement to Eurogamer, Jeff Gratis, head of Amazon Games, wrote that our creative team continues to explore compelling new game experience that does justice to Tolkien's world. Stop it! You're lying through your teeth. Amazon has not done justice to Tolkien's world ever since they started fucking around with Tolkien's work. It hasn't been that way the entire time. Can you stop gaslighting people saying, oh yeah, we're going to do justice to Tolkien? No, you're not. No, you're not. You guys are full of shit. The only reason why you still have Rings of Power going is because you already spent billions of dollars on it. You pre-invested in it. And it means more to you than actually making any money. So you guys rather just keep putting that out, but you'll cancel everything else to make up for it. It's crazy, bro. Fuck this shit, man. We're working closely with Middle-earth and remain excited about the IP. Whether Amazon will let its developers complete the game, though, remains to be seen. I think we're gonna hear about a canceled Lord of the Rings game at some point pretty soon. At this point, I think Amazon needs to completely check out. They need to GTFO out of the fucking gaming industry. These guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. They think that if they throw money at everything, that it somehow is going to make it stick. The talent that you guys have is non-existent. Whoever was working on the game prior that made New World must not be around anymore. And if they are around, that means that you guys aren't funding them properly, or you're not giving them proper timelines, whatever the case would be. There is something completely out of whack here. And you guys need to just get out and stick to what you do best. Stick to what you do best. Did they buy studios? I think they did buy a couple of studios. Nothing too crazy, but they bought like cheap studios. Like they didn't buy studios that were, you know, major names, major franchises, anything like that. They really realistically they have nothing under their belt outside of New World that, you know, would really bring them any kind of like clout or anything. Like I think New World's their only thing. They might have published some other video games. In all actuality, let me check something really quick. So let me see. Amazon Studios, Amazon Game Studios. Did they publish anything other than New World? No, it doesn't look like that. According to SteamDB, Amazon Game Studios only developed New World. What the fuck is... Oh, that's a DLC. Yeah, New World Eternum. It's the only one. Developed and published by Amazon Game Studios. So, yeah, I don't really know what they brought to the table outside of this just one game. They're a literal one-hit wonder. So, yeah, that's all they made. So we need to accept the loss at this point. Didn't they release a Super Meat Boy looking game? I don't know. You talking about Super Meat Boy 3D? This one, Super Meat Boy 3D? Nope. Totally different. I don't know what other game you're referencing, but yeah, I think that's it. Like we just need to let it go at this point, and Amazon needs to get out of the gaming industry. Stop it. You guys don't know what the fuck you're doing, and let these other studios just try, or maybe throw your money at other studios that are known to be doing good stuff. Why don't you give your money to Saber? Why don't the Amazon studios give their money to Saber Interactive? Go do that. I feel like they'll use your money better than you use your money. Go do that. I swear, Amazon is literally the worst. They did Lost Ark. Did they do Lost Ark? Let's see. Lost Ark. Did they publish Lost Ark? They did. Okay, they did publish Lost Ark. There you go. Nice catch. They published Lost Ark, but it was made by Smilegate RPG. So, there you go. Publisher, Amazon Game Studios. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, of course. I forgot about the legendary King of Meat, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, that's right. Game's dead, by the way. Like, actually dead. Like, canceled. Like, dead. I forgot about King of Meat. That's right. Okay, we got Throne and Liberty. All right. This game's doing pretty decent. Throne and Liberty. Look at that. Wow. That's nice. That's not bad. NC First Part Games, published by Amazon Game Studios. Not bad. What else? Throne and Liberty. All right, so they didn't publish that much. They didn't publish that much. Okay, so they got Lost Ark, King of Meat, Throne and Liberty, and New World. Oh, and Tomb Raider, they're publishing Legacy of Atlantis. I forgot about that. They're publishing Legacy of Atlantis Tomb Raider from Crystal Dynamics. I know Crystal Dynamics has a relationship with Amazon Game Studios, so they're working together. You know, I don't know how much they're involved. I just know that one of these video games is supposed to tie into the upcoming Lara Croft TV show that is currently on hiatus because the person who plays Lara Croft, she got injured on set. So, well, there's that. But yeah, that's basically all they did. So there you go. Lost Ark failed due to censorship and race swap. How is that game doing? Let's see. Lost Ark. I played this game. It was pretty decent. God damn, bro. What the?
Holy shit.
Wow. I mean, I played this game. I thought the game was pretty good. It didn't, like, sell me long term. But that's crazy. Holy shit. Look at that. That's a crazy number. 69.95% review score. Trailer Kazaros raid. Is this game really that good? Lost Ark should have released on console. That's like Counter-Strike. It's almost. This game has a big Chinese player base, though, doesn't it? I would not be surprised. Bro, look at this. On Twitch, 1.2 million viewers. Wow. 6 to 30 million sales. But the game's free to play, isn't it? Yeah, it's free to play. All right. So we'll say 6 to 30 million downloads. It's full of bots. That makes sense. 2 MMO-ish grind fest. Well, that also makes sense. That's a weird heartbeat. Yeah. I mean, you could clearly see the numbers were pretty fucking high. February, March, April. In 2 months, it lost 700, 800,000 players. And then it bumped back up in June. And then it just mega flopped in July. Well, I mean, 300,000 is not a flop. But you get what I'm saying. Like, it just completely tanked. It held for a while. And then it just started to, boop, dead. So it looks like in 2020, mid to late 2023, the game died. For the most part. So, wasn't a certain Dragon Slayer trying to show for this game, or am I misremembering? No. So, Dragon Slayer didn't show for Lost Ark. Dragon Slayer would never shut the fuck up about Last Epoch, or whatever the fuck is called. What is this game called? Yeah, Last Epoch. This game is good too. I played this game. I like this game. Yo, he would not shut up about this game. And then eventually, I'll admit, when I finally played it, I messaged him and I'm like, hey man, I know I made fun of you for Last Epoch nonstop. I don't regret making fun of you because that's what we do. But you were right about the game. I was like, you were right about the game. I messaged him and I was like, I admit I should have played the game sooner. All right, I should have played the game sooner. So, but it's good. It's actually really good. It's a really good game. All right. Anyway, let's move on, guys. Make fun of him anyway. Oh, of course. Yeah, we do that all the time. Let's resume the TTS. See if we missed anything.
Don't forget they even sponsor my Beast King's meat.
What? What? Wait. Don't forget they even sponsored Mr. Beast King. Oh my God, bro. The way you said that. The way you said that. It sounded like, don't forget they even sponsor Mr. Beast the King's meat. Meaning they sponsor his meat, brother. Come on. Come on. We can't be doing that, bro. We can't be doing that. It's a little gay. It's a little gay, bro. Thank you for the 2. I appreciate that. Kratos, thank you for the 5. Let me check over on Rumble. What do we got going on, man? Listen, guys, we got the battle going on. We're going to do another topic in 1 minute. Deadeye's Lock with the 10 for hashtag Morgan.
I'm sorry, but I was funny, but you know what I mean. It was the game.
Yes, I know what you mean. I'm just fucking with you, Adair Salto. I know what you mean, brother. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate that, man. Guys, we got a battle going on today. All right. It's Morgan versus Mithra. All right. The battle's fairly close. From what I saw, I saw T-Jap. He put an update in the chat not that long ago. It wasn't that far off. It was like, I think, $20 or something. T-Jap, what's the update on this, man? Before we get into the next topic, what's the update on this? Morgan versus Mithra. This is an interesting battle. I want this to be an interesting battle. Yeah, here we go. All right, so current standings, Morgan 127, Mithra 45. Oh, fuck. I thought it was closer. I thought it was closer. Ouch. Ouch. But hey, listen, that's not that far off, okay? That's less than $100. All it takes is one person who really likes Mithra to come in and save the day. We need a Captain Save-A-Ho. That's what we need, boys. We need that. We'll make it happen. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. Don't forget the battle throughout the rest of the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go here. Adair.
Smiley face emoji.
Thank you for the 2, bro. I appreciate that. All right, let's talk about Sea of Thieves. This is a wild situation. Let's talk about Sea of Thieves. It would be nice to get another Darkstalkers, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be nice? It would be nice. Let's talk about Sea of Thieves, guys, because this is a pretty crazy fucking story. Pretty crazy story. All right, so I'm gonna tell you how it's how it all kind of went down. So, Sea of Thieves right now is experiencing a lot of drama. All right, and the drama, to be honest with you, is I would say justified for the most part, right? But I also think they're going a little bit extreme in some cases as well. But to be fair, I don't know the level of supposed sweeping that the developers over at Sea of Thieves were actually doing for this guy. But we're going to read their statement. And obviously they turned off the comments because they don't want people talking about this, right? So what are we talking about? Well, apparently Sea of Thieves had somebody who was part of their community. Because apparently you were able to get a special title that was granted to you. I think it was called Boatswains. All right. It would be granted to you by the developers for being an upstanding part of the community, essentially. It doesn't mean that you work for them. It doesn't mean that you're on their payroll, to my knowledge, but it's just kind of like you're basically like a Super Saiyan for them or for the game or whatever. So anyway, so they had this special title that they would hand out to some people. And this particular title was given to somebody who decided to do something very bad, supposedly. Okay, these are allegations. This is not confirmed in any legal way. I'm sure there are, other things and whatnot. But apparently the person who was given this title was found out to be a very, very bad boy, okay? Doing very, very bad things with children, all right? To say it for the YouTube safe words, okay? So, supposedly, Rare and Sea of Thieves, they didn't comment on this, okay? They didn't comment on this for a little while. I don't know how long it was. I think it was a few weeks. I remember reading this story about a week ago, I believe. But I didn't cover it because I was waiting for them to make a response. Now that they finally made a response, that's when I'm actually going to cover it, and we'll go through all of it together. But people are not happy about this. This is going to be a situation where, honestly, nobody's going to win from this because the players are pissed already. You got people leaving negative reviews like crazy for this game. If you check here, I'm gonna scroll up. Where is it? Sea of Thieves. Look at this. Rare's employees are covering up pedophilic actions and bad actors in their community. I cannot in good faith recommend this game, while community managers, creators, and Rare employees are allowing and defending actions that harm its younger user base. And there's a lot of these like this, right? There's a lot of these like this. Sea of PDF. Oh, shit. Who knows? There is probably more PDF on the seas. They probably got Epstein Island in this game, too. Right? So people are mad. And again, even though the person does not technically work for the company, because they're a community head and a community figure, well, the company's now getting the blame for it. Which, again, I don't know if that's necessarily fair, but I understand that people feel like the company took way too long to respond to this situation. So let's read their response. First and foremost, it says, reiterating our community values, taking a moment to reaffirm our values. I can't stand this. Okay, you guys know this. I can't stand it. There is no company that has values. All right, there is no major corporation that has values. If you want to talk about small little mom and pop shops that are independently owned, perhaps we could talk about that. But when you're talking about major corporations that are public companies that have shareholders and whatnot, stop trying to convince the normie people that you have fucking values, okay? No company out there has values. The only value they have is the value of the dollar and how much they can attain that dollar while convincing you that they care about you. No, like, stop it. Like, but anyway, this is what they led with. And this was posted on the Community Spotlight on May 14th. Okay, so it was posted a couple days ago. At Rare, we have a responsibility to look after both the communities we support and our staff. We are committed to protecting people from harassment, abuse, and harm. The recent allegations we've seen surface online are deeply concerning and do not align with our values. Why would they align with your values? If somebody's diddling kids, do we really need you to tell us that this doesn't align with your values? Like, oh, thanks. So thank God we have that clarification. Like, what the, like, as if a company would come out and be like, yeah, this totally aligns with our values, bro. Yeah, we sponsor P. Diddy. Like, what the fuck? Like, anyway, so it says, we know it can be difficult to report harassment or abuse, and we want those who come forward to feel heard and supported. Every report is treated confidentially, and we do not discuss specific incidents or actions publicly. We assess all reports carefully, and where allegations are supported, we act quickly and escalate through the appropriate channels, including platform owners and law enforcement where necessary. So basically, what's happening here is we have another Roblox situation where a company, again, it's not an actual employee, so I get that part of it. However, this is a person that was propped up by the company. They were propped up by the company. They were put front and center. You know, they were in charge of the community some way, shape, or form. So even though they weren't an employee, they still had a lot of access to the community as a whole. And they took advantage of that. Unfortunately, they took advantage of that. So now they kind of got felted because of this person. Now we got a Roblox situation where now they got to convince everybody that they're, that this was a one-time situation, that we're doing what we can to make sure everybody's safe and blah, blah, all this shit, right? But this is going to lose so much goodwill for this game, it's not even funny. Now, whether it actually affects the game, I don't know about that, because look at Roblox, right? Roblox is the biggest game in the world, and people swear that they all hate Roblox. You got all these parents that swear they hate Roblox, and that they find Roblox to be disgusting, and that, they don't understand why parents, whatever, and then they let their kids play Roblox. The fuck? So anyway, every report's treated confidentially. Games, communities, and online spaces are always evolving, and so were our policies, processes, and programs to ensure the ongoing security and safety of our players. In areas where we need more nuance and scrutiny moving forward, internal investigations will be undertaken to identify where improvements can and should be made. I gotta be real with you. I don't think that they're gonna do any of this. I think this is all talk. Just like I think that Roblox was all talk until they eventually got sued into oblivion, where they had to make it real. But at this point, I don't think that this company is going to do anything about this. I think that they're hoping this was a one and done. So they're going to just say all these things. They're going to promise the world. But I don't think they're actually going to follow through any of this. Because these companies believe that they're not a breeding ground for this stuff. And if it starts to become known that it could be, then they'll probably do something. Though we will not be sharing outcomes from any investigations publicly, players may recognize some of the changes that are made in the future. Now, let's check out what they did. So, because of the difficult environment this has created for other boatswains, we have decided to retire the role with immediate effect. So, they're retiring the title. So now, because of one person, that one person fucked it up for everybody else who was potentially legit. Because now everybody's going to be looking at boatswains, anybody who has a title like that, and they're just, like, if they want to troll, they're just going to call them PDFs. Flat out. Be like, oh, look, you're a boatswain just like the other guy? You like kids too? Like, people are stupid. People are stupid online. So the company wants to just kind of cut all ties, and they don't want to go through this again. So, in my opinion, like I said, they're doing damage control, and they're hoping this is the one and done. And that's basically it, right? So, they're retiring the title, and they decided that they're going to retire the role with immediate effect. We'll be taking some time to review and tighten up the processes around how we onboard and evaluate members of all our community programs, and we'll be making wider community-facing changes in the future. We have a duty to care for and protect our community and our team against personal harassment, abuse, and other behaviors which may endanger their well-being. Our policy is to disengage from conversation with anyone who chooses to take that approach during discussions. We encourage anyone who experiences or witness behavior that breaches our code of conduct to report it to our customer support team so that it can be reviewed and acted on. Finally, thank you to our players for their continued support and engagement with Sea of Thieves. We're committed to working with you to ensure both the game and the community is at its best that it can be. Now, again, the situation is only going to continue to get worse. The reviews are starting to pile in over on Steam. They're still positive for the most part, but they are starting to come in. Not only that, I'm sure if I were to look at the Sea of Thieves account, because that particular post is turned off, I'm sure if we look at one of their recent posts, let's see, are they getting felted or are people leaving it alone? Let's see. Did Sea of Thieves just pull a Donald Trump and drop more bad news to avoid talking about other bad news? That's literally the first comment. If the community manager were removed, maybe the negative feedback could have reached you. Stop protecting PDFs. Wow. Yeah, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. It's fine. We get it. Censoring Tavern takes a lot of resources from the team, so they need more time for other stuff. I think you have other things to worry about right now. Maybe start with the current CM and Bruno situation. An official statement on that regard is far more needed than any game update. Your current standing on socials is horrendous, and your Discord is a dumpster fire. Missed the mark yet again, guys. Yeah, clearly, this is not going to go anywhere. This is going to continue to get worse and worse. Every single comment. Look, hurry up, Rare. This isn't a good look. Nor is silently defending your community managers and Bruno a good look either. This is going to continue to get worse and worse. I don't know if this statement actually did anything positive. I think they might have waited too long. I think at this point, they're pretty fucking cooked. This fucking company canceled an entire season, and the one new piece of content still gets delayed. I hope more people clown on you. Waiting 2 days before the release of LSS to announce is such a great way to piss off people. Good job. They're not even happy with the content. How is this game doing, by the way? Let me see. Sea of Thieves. Last I checked, this game was growing little by little, but is it really getting felted like this? Hold on. Oh, no, it is going down. Wow. Okay, it is going down. Wow. All right, well, that's a thing. Take one more week to make sure no one talks about the child groomer you gave position of power to. Bro. Hip, those tweets are dated before Rare statement. Yes, I know that. I know that. The reason why I'm looking at these is because you can't make a comment on their statement. So I'm trying to see what people were saying up until that statement. And I'm sure if they were to post something again, did they post something again after the statement? I don't think they did. This is March. No, they didn't. Yeah. This is the last thing they posted. And then they turned off the comments. So you have to go back, find the latest, the second latest post to see what people are saying or see what people were saying. We just read that one. My fault for getting excited over something. It was the first thing I was looking forward to in months. Was the Subnautica 2 release date that intimidating? Holy shit. Let me see. Got to be one of the worst dev teams, top to bottom. You guys can't do shit. You're all like students learning for the first time, but it's been 8 years. Let me see. What else? I think that's basically it from what I could see. Would you rather a polished clear of breaking bugs even than to get to take your time and make it rad? Yeah. Okay. This is all I could find on the bad stuff situation. So again, at this point, guys, I don't know if this is going to kill the game or anything necessarily. I think that, considering that they've retired the role, and actually, fun fact, what do you notice about this? What do you notice about this statement? They're not telling you what they did with the person. They're not telling you whether they got rid of them from the community. I mean, obviously they retired the role, but does that mean that they got rid of them all from the community? Did they stop all community programs? Probably, right? They said they're going to reevaluate, how they onboard, and they're going to reevaluate members of the community programs, but they didn't necessarily get rid of anybody yet. Outside of the person who probably did the bad stuff, I don't think anybody else, you know what I mean? So, but they're not really saying that. They're being very vague about it, which is why people are probably pissed about it. So, they could say they have a duty to care and protect and all that nonsense. It's typical corporate shit. But realistically, you really didn't say much here. Other than we promise to do better, but we're not going to tell you the outcome of any of our investigations. We're not going to tell you the outcome of anything we decide to do. Which is basically just leaving people in the dark. So, I don't know, man. Interesting statement. People are also... I saw some people accusing them of using AI to make this statement as well. I don't agree with that. I just think that This is typical corporate PR speak. It's so crazy that AI is so prevalent now that people think corporate speak is AI, but it doesn't matter. Whether they did or didn't, it doesn't matter. Like the statement in and of itself is not that great. If they say that, then it makes them look guilty. But it makes them look guilty of what, though? You know what I mean? Like, what does that make them look guilty of? Like, I'm just trying to be fair here, because you can hire people, but you never know who you're hiring. You could do all the fucking background checks and everything, but if someone does something bad, it's like that they knew. But how would that prove that they knew that the guy was doing PDF stuff? Like, okay, I'll say this because I don't know the full details. Does anybody know if he was doing the bad stuff on the platform, or was he doing it off the platform and he got caught and somebody told Rare about it? Does anybody know that? Because I couldn't find any details about that. What the fuck did you just join in on? Bro, it's crazy, man. Sea of Thieves is going through some nonsense right now. I'll say this, if he was doing it on their platform, which he probably was, then that is bad, right? That is bad. Not that they were monitoring everybody, but still, that is pretty bad. It makes them look worse. It's like that Nickelodeon story. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Could be worse. Your cat could have vomited on your computer keyboard. Oh, no. Does that just happen to you right now? I'm sorry. Some people knew. Some people knew. Oh, some people in the community knew. Dude, I'm sure. Listen, I'll follow up on this story. I got to get more information on this story. I feel like I only know the surface level of this. But again, I didn't want to comment on it until I had a statement from them to see what they would say, so we could kind of get a little bit more of a picture here. But I feel like with situations like this, it's only a matter of time before they come out with more stuff. So I'm sure we're gonna find out more information at some point. And if I get any update, I'll definitely let you guys know. But until then, this is all I got for right now. So pretty wild story. Wild story. Good old Sea of Thieves, man. Unbelievable. That's the last game that I thought was going to have drama like this.
#Scampus.
What?
My cat pissed on me.
Oh,
Anyone
my God.
want to adopt a kitten? I'm moist, but I hate it. Should have rescued a dog.
I had a dog, but he bit my Secret Service agents.
What the fuck? What is with everybody's cats peeing on them and vomiting on them? What's happening? Why are your cats peeing and vomiting on you guys? What the fuck is going on, bro? And why'd you have Biden? My God, bro. What is happening? What, do all your cats have irritable bowel syndrome or something like that? What's happening? Shouldn't Joe be in bed by now? Yeah, he should, right? He absolutely should. Tanya, thank you for the 10. Guys, let's go over one last topic. Rumble, what do we got? Anything? Nope. Deadeye's locked with the 10. Thank you. We got 50 people on Rumble. Shout out to you guys, man. Like the stream. Like the stream anywhere that you're watching right now. Otherwise, you might be gay. All right? You might be a little gay. Guys, we're going to talk about Final Fantasy. All right? Oh, I already know. I can hear you guys like, oh, no, Hypnotic's talking about Final Fantasy again. All right, Unc, we get it. You want turn-based video games. I know, Unc. Yeah, I know. I get it. We got to talk about Final Fantasy, man, because yeah, I know. Here we go again. Yeah, I know. Listen, let me vent, man. All right, for all the bullshit I get all the time about, oh, he's not a real gamer, he's a grifter. He never plays games. Even though he plays 200 hours, every 2 weeks, whatever, doesn't play games. Guys, listen. Let me vent here because the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth director, who I just want to make it very clear, is not necessarily going to be working on the next Final Fantasy, but it's pretty obvious that his input is very important for the company, okay? In an interview, there was one part of the interview that I missed, and this was that part. And this part is a little bit upsetting, okay? This part is a little bit upsetting. So the headline reads, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's director weighs in on the real-time versus turn-based debate, saying that younger players are increasingly favoring more real-time experiences in video games. Okay. So I'm gonna have a little bit of an Unc status here, so don't make fun of me, all right? Unc alert? Yeah, I know, Unc alert. I know. So guys, we talked.
I know Grandpa Hypno, but it's time to go to bed.
No, I'm not going to bed until I vent about this. All right. So listen, I get it. Okay, and I understand. action video games. That's where all the ADHD kids, that's what they like. I totally get that. All right, I understand. I just don't understand how you can have this idea and response after being proven wrong by a studio of 32 people and a dog. And not even just them. There are multiple highly successful turn-based video games, some of which, by the way, are under Square Enix's belt still. I don't understand how you can go about it this way. I keep saying that Final Fantasy is losing its identity. If it was just the action combat, I don't think I would care. But the problem is with the action combat comes a lot of the other nonsense that we are experiencing in Final Fantasy video games that is slowly but surely making it lose its identity. Actually, it's not even slow anymore. At this point, the identity is pretty much gone. Final Fantasy 16 has completely lost its Final Fantasy identity. It was barely hanging on at that point. If you gave me action combat, but you maintained a party system where every character was viable, kind of similar to what they do in the remakes. I don't hate the remakes party system. I think the remakes party system is okay. I think it's pretty decent for the most part. Like if you gave me that, but in a new story where every character actually mattered, had great storytelling to it, similar to Final Fantasy IX, where every character mattered. You tie up all the loose ends by the end of the game. You bring it all together. You give me summons back. Give me summons back. Give me summons back. That's what I want. Like, bring that shit back. There's a lot of things that I want, and I'd be willing to trade turn-based combat to get all that back. But unfortunately, the problem is that when you start, especially with Final Fantasy 16, bro, nobody can sit here and say Final Fantasy 16 was just regular action combat. That shit was Devil May Cry with fucking summon powers. Literally. Uncle Hypnotic, that's not going to happen. I know it's not, but let me vent. Let me vent, okay? So, Final Fantasy 16 was literally DMC, but with the Final Fantasy skin on it. It was barely even a Final Fantasy skin on it. Barely. They took summons away and they turned them into weapons. They turned them into summon weapons, where you defeat a summon and then you unlock their power, which allows you to utilize it as one of your combat abilities. I really hated that. I hated that a lot. Not only that, like, removing the mini-map, like, basically everything Expedition 33 did that you guys refused to do. And during this interview, like we spoke about the other day, he openly admitted that what he wants to do is he wants to target the younger audience with the series. Not with the remakes or anything, although he's probably trying to do that, but with the series. He wants to target the younger audiences with the series. So that means that if he gets his hands on Final Fantasy 17 or Final Fantasy 18 or whatever, he's going to turn this shit into some modern audience bullshit. And it's really sickening because at this point, I am nearly ready to just abandon Square Enix and put them in the same bin as Bethesda, which is crazy because you guys know there are two video game franchises that I always buy day one. I've admitted this, okay? And this is my fault. This is my personal fault. We all have like that one franchise or two franchises where it is what it is. For me, it was Final Fantasy and Diablo. Those are the two franchises that I always buy day one, even against my own better judgment. Because I just always hope that it's better than, what I just know it's going to be. And I am nearly at the point where I am ready to put Square Enix and Final Fantasy in the discount bin with Bethesda and other companies as well, where I won't touch your game until it's like $10 on Steam. Straight up. Like I won't touch it. I am nearly at that point with Square Enix because what they did with Dawn Trail in Final Fantasy 14 and what they did with Final Fantasy 16. 16 had good aspects to it. In terms of some of the storytelling was pretty decent. Some of it was a little weird. The world building was pretty nice. I like the world building. The boss battles were pretty cool overall. But again, it just wasn't a Final Fantasy experience. I didn't view it as that. So when I hear him say he wants to turn this into a series that is aiming for the younger audience, we already know what that means. There's no turning back from that. They've already started. I feel like 16 already was pretty much that. Hypnotic, join us in Dragon Quest. I'm probably going to have to do that. No hearts left. I'm going to have to start booting up some Dragon Quest and making it happen. But I am almost there. And it's so sad. Because, again, I grew up on these games. These games were... Bro, I've beaten Final Fantasy IX, I don't even know how many times. Probably like 20 times. Maybe more. I've beaten Final Fantasy VII almost the same amount of times. The originals, of course. I beat Final Fantasy VIII. I beat like 4 times. I didn't really like that game too much. And then the OG Final Fantasies I beat a few times. But regardless, like Final Fantasy X, I beat probably like 8 times. You know, I would play those games over and over and over again, without fail. And then Final Fantasy XI was my #1 MMORPG of all time, even more than World of Warcraft. Even though I played WoW longer, I enjoyed Final Fantasy XI more than World of Warcraft. OG 11 anyway. So I got a lot of history with the franchise, which is why, you know, stupidly, I admit, I buy them day one to experience them. But I am nearly at the point where I'm just like, you know what? I just don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. Like, you guys clearly are chasing. I don't even know what you're chasing. I'll put it to you like that. I don't even know what they're chasing at this point. You know, they're saying that they're going to make, you know, he wants to make the next series for younger audiences. But you know what that means. That means stories that are more linear, that don't quite make that much sense. They're going to remove the party system. It's too complicated. They're going to remove turn-based combat. It's too slow, right, for them. They're going to go right to the action combat. They're going to make it even faster than 16 was, right? I don't think they're going to go Souls-like, because Souls-like might be a little bit too hard. Again, they're going to go for faster combat, flashy. They're going to make it as flashy as humanly possible. Which, again, Final Fantasy was always flashy, but there's, like, action combat flashy, and then there is Final Fantasy flashy. You know, I remember the days where Final Fantasy flashy meant watching a 5-minute cutscene because Sephiroth wanted to cast fucking Supernova and destroy the entire solar system, only for you to eventually take 9999 in damage or something like that. Like, I remember that. That was flashy, but it was also fucking epic. Bro, kids can't sit through that these days. You're going to sit there through a 5-minute fucking cutscene to do that? Shit, I remember when Flashy was summoning Knights of the Round and waiting 10 minutes for the animation to play through because the summon was that ridiculous, you know? Knights of the Round was insane. But, you know, they're not really about that anymore, and it's kind of sad. You know, every time I talk about it, I just get fucking sad, bro. So, I don't know, man. Looking at this and seeing this, it's like, all right. Clearly, I think at this point, I'm willing to just accept that I have aged out of this game. Because if they're aiming for younger audiences with this particular game, it's not that I can't play action combat video games. I can, and I do. I do all the time. I play Souls-like games all the time. I play action combat games all the time. Of course, I could do that. But for me, when I say that I've aged past this franchise, it means that the franchise that I've known for such a long time has been completely abandoned by them, and they're just trying to turn it into a generic action video game that every other video game already is. So why would I want to play a Final Fantasy version of every other video game that I can already play? Like, I go to Final Fantasy to experience the Final Fantasy experience. And if you're not going to give that to me, then I'll just get it elsewhere, which is exactly what happened with Expedition 33. That's why I played that game so much, because I felt like I was getting the Final Fantasy experience that I wasn't getting. You know? So I think I'm pretty much at that point. It's time to say goodbye to the mansion. I already did, Adair Soto. My mansion's gone. My mansion in Final Fantasy 14 is gone. The mansion that I paid 55 million for, gone. That's like, again, I'm at that point where I don't give a fuck. I don't care. So we'll see what ends up happening. I'll say this, my last 2 hurrahs in Final Fantasy is going to be the next expansion for 14. I'm going to play the shit out of that. I'm going to give it one last real opportunity. If it doesn't win me over, well, that game has felt it for me. It's over. Unsubscribing. Don't care. I don't care if I lose my legacy status subscription price. Don't give a fuck. And then Final Fantasy 17. If that game doesn't doesn't hit the way that it should, then this franchise is going in the discount bin. That's it. It's going in a discount bin. I don't care. Again, it's not that these are bad games. I want people to, because people deal in absolutes, right? They're fucking sits. They deal in absolutes. They don't understand the nuance of a conversation. I'm not saying these games are bad. What I'm saying is that these games are just not what they used to be. They've completely abandoned the franchise, the legacy of the franchise, what it used to mean. They don't even have this. They don't even have the same mechanics anymore. Like they barely even, like, even the summons. They used to have so many summons. They don't even have that anymore. It's like the same summons over and over and over. It's Ifrit, it's Shiva, it's usually Alexander, sometimes. It's Titan, it's Garuda, right? It's usually those four. Alexander every now and then, but Ifrit, Shiva, Bahamut, Titan, Garuda. Those are the 5 summons that they basically rely on all the fucking time. Leviathan, maybe. Like, I know Leviathan showed up in 15, but he was just like, whatever. It was really cool when he showed up, don't get me wrong, when he destroyed the town and shit. That was awesome. But yeah, like they brought Ramu, back for 15. Was Ramu in 16? I don't remember. I don't think he was. I don't think Ramu was in 16, right? My brain, like, I swear, I think I've put this game out of my brain. Leviathan was in other Final Fantasy games. Yeah, I know that. I don't think Leviathan was in Oh, Sid was Ramu. That's right. Sid was Ramu. But you couldn't use him, right? I don't remember if you could or couldn't use him. I know you could use Ifrit's power. I know you could use Garuda's power. You could eventually use Bahamut's power. But, like, could you use Ramu's power? You could? Damn, bro, I completely blanked this fucking game out of my brain. Holy shit. Holy shit, I blanked this game out of my brain. Oh, that's right. Yeah, when he died. Shit, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. I remember now. Leviathan was the DLC. Did they add Leviathan to 16 in the DLC? I didn't play the DLC. I was completely checked out of that game. You summoned him not. But yeah, like a lot of the smaller, like you guys are mentioning Carbuncle, like a lot of the smaller summons, they've completely abandoned those summons, or even some of the comedy summons. You know what I mean? Like Fat Chocobo, for example. A lot of the comedy summons are not there either. Like a lot of the fun stuff, they're not there anymore. You know? It's on and off. Anyway, the point is, or King Cactuar, yeah, I know. 99,000 needles or whatever. The point is, I just wish that even if they did add the summons in 16, where they added Leviathan into DLC, as you guys say, the point is that you can't actually utilize the summons in the way that the summons were utilized in the past. Like, they've become weapons now, which is so fucking gay. I can't stand it. Like, I wish that you were able to utilize them in the way that they were able to utilize in the past. But you can't do that with this kind of combat system. And if you do, at the very least, add a party system. Bring the job system back. Again, I feel like I'm a broken record. Anyway, it's fine. You guys already know. The point is, there's a lot of things that they've abandoned, and the franchise, for the most part, is almost unrecognizable. Outside of the obvious stuff that they utilize all the time, especially in marketing. Like I said, Ifrit, Garuda, Bahamut, Shiva, all that stuff. Outside of that, all the other shit that made the game into what it was, it is just not, it's not a thing. Bring back the 3 versions. The 3 versions of Bahamut, what was it? So you had Bahamut, you had Neo Bahamut, right? And you had, what was the other one? You had Neo Bahamut, and what was the one that did Terra Flare? I don't remember. My memory is like all fucked. Zero, Bahamut Zero. Yeah, Bahamut Zero. Was that the one that did Terra Flare? Was that the one? Was Bahamut Zero the one that did Terra Flare? You had Mega Flare, obviously. And then you had Terra Flare, which I believe was a stronger one. Or Tetraflare, whatever it was. Terraflare, Tetraflare, one of the two. I forget the name. Tetraflare. Okay, it was Tetraflare. There you go. So Bahamut Zero was the one that I believe did Tetraflare. Or something along those lines. Even the, do you guys remember, fuck, what was the, hold on, what was the name? Let me look this up really quick. Final Fantasy 9 ships. Let me see. One of my favorite summons. Hold on. One of my favorite, where is it at? Final Fantasy Arc. I think it was called Arc. Let me see. This one. This is one of my favorite summons of all time. This one right here. I actually have this mount in Final Fantasy 9. I'm sorry, Final Fantasy 14. The Arc summon. This is Anima is one of my favorite, by the way, as well. Anima is such a badass. But the Arc summon was fucking sick. I loved Arc. I thought Arc was so cool. Arc was so cool. But again, it's one of those things like you don't get this anymore. You don't get this. Like, yeah, you get it in Final Fantasy 14 because they could put all that shit in there. But bro, like, just they need to bring back the epicness of Final Fantasy. The epicness of Final Fantasy is nearly non-existent these days. It's actually kind of sad. That's it. Knights of the Round summon was badass. It was. It was. They don't have Knights of the Round in 16 though, do they? Like from a summoning standpoint? I don't think they do. You like the Scissoring Shiva in 13? Yeah. That's basically it, boys. That's me being Hypnotic complaining about Final Fantasy again. Oh, he's at it again. He's at it again. Let's continue the TTS.
I'm too old for action RPGs. I prefer turn-based.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Tanya Raven, for the 2. Adair Soto, thank you for the 2.
Hashtag Morrigan.
Square Enix wants to chase trends rather than keep their own identity.
Oh, shit.
It's equal parts hard-headedness and equal parts stupidity.
What's hard now?
WoW used to be my kryptonite. I played Warcraft games since 1994.
True.
The last spec is when I finally cut ties.
Yep.
It was like a toxic relationship.
Same.
Broke my heart.
Same. That was me after Wrath of the Lich King.
Is it time to say goodbye to the Mansion
10.
Hypno?
I already did. It's gone. Mansion's bye-bye.
Welcome Hypno to the dead franchises that the industry rip and destroy by on our faces. You have the front row seat. Here's your membership pass.
You know, Adair Soto, thank you for the 5. It's funny you say that because I feel like this goes past that. This goes past that. This is not destroying a video game because of ideology reasons or like a franchise because of ideology reasons. This is destroying a video game because you're fucking retarded. This is destroying a franchise because you're trying to adhere to this audience that you think exists but doesn't. And I know like you're going to say modern audience, but I'm talking like they're trying to take a franchise that a lot of people grew up with turn-based and they're trying to morph it into something that they think kids are going to play. Kids are not out here playing Final Fantasy. It's just not. And if they are, it's because their parents introduced them to it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're trying to chase new players, you should be doing that while also adhering to your built-in fan base. I don't understand this idea that in order to get new players, you have to abandon the ones that you have already. I don't understand that. A lot of studios do that, and they get felted over it because they're fucking stupid. Why would you abandon the players that you have to chase players that you don't even know you have yet? And then they do that all the time, and they lose. Most of the time. So, I don't know. Yamato says, ironically enough, my mom introduced me to Final Fantasy at 15. Well, there you go. That's what I'm saying. It's one of those things, man. So, anyway, thank you, Adair Soto, for the 5. I appreciate that. Let me go over to Rumble really quick. Rumble, you got anything? What's Rumble doing, man? Rumble, you awake? Rumble's asleep. It's okay. We love Rumble still. Thank you. You got 60 people on Rumble. Holy shit. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Behemoth also did Flare. Did Behemoth did Flare? Because I thought you talking about Flare from So you're talking about Flare from like the Black Magic Flare? Because we were talking about Mega Flare. Because the Behemoth's major attack was Meteor.
Exactly, Hypno, but now it's time to take your meds.
Fuck medication. Fuck medication. No Hearts Left says that does not make any business sense. It's like getting rid of your loyal customers for new customers. Well, No Hearts Left, I just want to remind you. I want to remind you about a certain company that goes by the name Bud Light. Do you remember the company Bud Light? Remember that? Remember how the vice president was like, we need to adhere to younger drinkers? And so they thought that the way that they adhere to younger drinkers was by utilizing Dylan Mulvaney to do their advertising. And then they got felted. They literally did that. They like, bro, this is the video game version of that. Okay? This is the video game version of that. They're like, yep, let's abandon our built-in customer base and go after this magic customer base that we think we're gonna get. They do that all the fucking time. And it's like, bro, stop that. You need to, if you're going to try to find new customers, you can find new customers while still trying to make your current customers happy. Why the fuck are you abandoning all your customers to chase these people that you don't even know that you have? Actually, people that don't even know you exist. You think all these young kids are going to be drinking Bud Light? Bro, come on, man. Come on, brother. You really think that's going to happen? Obviously not. Square Enix did a lot of Western, chasing a Western money. Yeah, they did. They did. Square Enix has made a lot of business decisions that are really, really, really bad. And they have, they're basically struggling to recover from it. Final Fantasy XIV is not the cash cow that it used to be. Obviously, it still makes money, but nowhere near what it did before. So now they really got to buckle down. They got to buckle down. Otherwise, it's not going to look good. I wouldn't be surprised if the company ends up dying before I can even put them in the... They did the
same thing to Cracker Barrel.
They did. And look how fast they turned that around. Look how fast they turned that around. Remember Cracker Barrel? They're like, yeah, we're trying to adhere to younger customers, so we're going to remodel our stores and turn them into soulless, modern buildings that look like doctor's offices with tables in them. That's what we're going to do, yeah. Because clearly all the memorabilia... We're going to get rid of the Cracker Barrel fucking, what is it? The Cracker Barrel mascot. We're going to get rid of the old man. We're going to do all that stuff. Yeah, that's definitely going to make people happy. Didn't work. They remodeled, I think they remodeled, like, what was it? 15 stores. And they turned them into those disgusting fucking, like, doctor's offices looking places. And they ended up having to spend money to reverse all of that. They had to demodel them. Instead of remodel them, they demodeled them back to what they were before, and then they brought back the old... Anyway, the point is, companies do this all the time, and I just will never understand it. And I think it's because they end up getting these college graduate, no experience, weird fucking liberal women that join these companies. And it's not even just women, but it is a lot of women. They join these companies, and they're like, yeah... We need to freshen this up. Everything that we did in the past, we're gonna leave that in the past. We're gonna abandon our entire fucking like customer base, and we're gonna go after these real young and hip buyers. It's like, come on, bro. Can we not? And say that we did? It's fucking annoying. But when it comes to Square Enix, they just wanted it's so funny. I don't know if I was doing YouTube at the time. I think I was. I'm almost positive I was. I think I was. Yeah, I was. It was one of my... Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Square Enix said, and I'm paraphrasing, but they said, we're not going to survive unless we adhere to the Western audience. Like, we need the Western audience to survive. The moment I saw them say that, the moment I saw that interview come out and that article come out where they said that they need the Western audience to survive, we were cooked. I knew we were cooked. At this point, I knew that if Square Enix thought that they needed, like, this is what spawned Forspoken. This is what spawned Forspoken as a video game. Forspoken exists because of that statement. So they said that we need the Western audience. And I'm like, why the fuck do you need the Western audience to survive? I don't understand. You never needed the Western audience to survive before. And to be honest with you, you exploded in popularity in the West by being unapologetically Eastern. So the moment you started chasing the Western audience, you started failing. You need to go back to being unapologetically Eastern. And then people will start buying your shit again. If we wanted Western video games, we will buy Western video games. I don't even remember how long ago that was. It was a few years ago. It was probably like 4 years ago. Like, actually, hold on. When did Forspoken release? 2023, January 24th. I was definitely doing YouTube at that time. So that's when that happened. Anyway, guys, enough with this shit. We got to pick a winner, boys. We got to pick a winner, man. Morrigan versus Mithra. We got to pick a winner. It's been a pretty interesting battle so far. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit closer than it is, but it's not that far off, but it's still a little far off. Guys, we need to pick a winner. We're going to play the song. We're going to count it all up, and then we're going to find out who's moving on to the next round. Because who's going to face who? Let's see. So whoever wins this is going to face off against whoever wins between Felicia and Liara Tassoni. So we might end up having a Morrigan versus Felicia battle if both of those characters end up winning and moving on to the next round. Or we can have a plot twist and see how that ends up. So, all right, let's do this. Let's start the song. And then we're going to decide the winner. The TTS is on. So we'll be able to read. We'll be able to read them as they come in. So here we go. Where's the music at? Here we go. All right. Let's start this off. Let's see who's going to win. We're going to do final countdown after this. Speedy Cake with a 10 bagger.
Mithra so looks like he'll stick to the old SNES/PlayStation 1/2 FF games.
I don't blame you for that, Speedy Cake. I don't blame you for that, brother. Thank you for the 10. That's for Mithra. I appreciate that. Let's see who's going to win this one, man. Mithra versus Morrigan. It's going to be one or the other. And then we're going to move it on into the next round. Because we got a lot of waifus to go through. Amato Draco says Morrigan for the win. I respect it. We got to pick a winner, guys. So right now, Morrigan is well into the lead. If you guys feel comfortable like that, I will let it rock. But again, you never know. Dark Mages.
Morrigan for my Scottish waifu.
Dark Mages with the 5. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Deadeye's Lock with a 2 over on Rumble. Hashtag Morrigan. Hypno says Rumble's asleep, but at least we're not sleeping in the gulag like Laura's credibility. Oh, stop it. Laura didn't do bad. Stop. You talking about Laura Fryer? She didn't do bad. Stop it. Triforce says no contest, Morrigan. Really? No contest at all? Not even a little bit? Omega says, I'm playing retro Resident Evil on my PS5. Nice. There was a video game, I forgot the name of it, that was like styled after retro Resident Evil. I wanted to play it because a lot of people were saying it was good, but I don't remember the fucking name. I gotta look it up. There was a couple of them that were like that. Tormented Souls, I still gotta go back and get the perfect achievements for that game. It's hard though, because you gotta beat the game in under 3 hours or something like that. So you gotta speed run the game. No Hearts Left says it's just a battle of whoever you want to have sex with. Not true. It should be a battle of your favorite waifus. Who do you like the most? Do I gotta start bringing like inanimate objects into this? I'm gonna make you vote for an Xbox. You gonna fuck an Xbox? Oh, man. Matt Fun Cool says it's true. Well, if it's true, keep it to yourself. I don't want to know about it. Which one sucks better? Hey, yo, pause that. Your wife who's an Xbox? Everything's an Xbox. Everything is an Xbox. Don't forget it. No Harsh Life says, no, I have a PlayStation 4 and Switch to PC. That's okay. I'll put those in the waifu battle too. You gonna fuck those? Oh, man. Hypnotic says, T-Jab says, you say that, and then somebody here goes, challenge accepted. Yeah, I really shouldn't say that. Because if I say, are you gonna fuck your Xbox? There's gonna be somebody out there that's gonna be like, yup. Yup. Challenge accepted. I'm like, no, fuck. I shouldn't have said anything. Kurakami says Code Violet. Oh, no, don't bring that game up, bro. Don't bring that game up. That game's nasty, brother. Nasty. Don't do it. Are we anywhere close to tier 2, by the way? Are we getting felted on that too today?
What's the game Ground Zero Hypno?
What's the game Ground Zero? I don't know. I don't remember. It wasn't that. It was another game. It was, it started with an L. I don't remember. Beautiful Zexel, thank you for the 10 for Mithra. I appreciate that, brother. All right, guys, final countdown. This is it, man. If anybody, I'm seeing some Mithra votes, but it's not enough to catch her up, man. It's not enough to catch her up, so she might end up losing this. I don't know. We're going to find out. Final countdown. Here we go. The last one that shows up on my screen is going to be the one that counts. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Waiting for lag, 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 waiting for lag. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. The last super chat that is going to count is Deadeye's Lock with a 2 for hashtag Morrigan over on Rumble. So let T-Jab count it up, guys. Say RIP to tier 2. I appreciate it. Let's feed the ducks. Feed the ducks in the meantime. I got to look up the name of that game at Darisoto. So when I find it out, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Fractal Mage says, please don't leave me, Papa. I'm not your daddy. I'm not your daddy. I'm not your daddy. Sam Fisher says, I guess Nintendo girls are not like. They're not. They're not. Like, Nintendo girls get felted in these battles. It's not even close. It's not even close. Who do we got coming up? Let me see. So, looks like Morrigan's moving on. Mithra's dead. So now the next one should be a banger. If you guys go soft on that one, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. Felicia versus Liara Tassoni. I know there's a lot of you out there that likes the blue bitch. Don't lie to me. And I know there's a lot of you that like the cat bitch too. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Cat girl versus blue girl. Don't lie to me.
Tier 2.
Wait, what? Is that tier 2, K-Styles? K-Styles, is that tier 2?
Holy shit.
Panther says Hypnotic complains too much. What am I complaining about? I'm just saying the truth. I'm just saying the truth. Let me pause the music. Hold on. Let me pause the music. Wait, the numbers are in. T-Jab, is that tier 2? K-Styles just dropped a $70 mega fucking banger, bro. The numbers are in. We got Morrigan at $141 versus Mithra at $62. Shit. Which means the winner and moving on to the next round is none other than Morrigan, ladies and gentlemen. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? One more time, boys. One more time. Let's go. You don't like Liara? You like Tally? Tally's in the battle too, I think. She's in the battle too. We're gonna check it out in a second. Let the coping and seething commence.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Here we go.
Holy shit.
K-Styles did, in fact, save the fucking day, dropping a $70 mega banger for Tier 2 right at the very end. Thank you, K-Styles. I appreciate that, man. What a fucking legend this guy is, I swear to God. What a legend. T-Jab says, yes, Tier 2 has officially been hit. This is why I like hitting Tier 2 early, so I don't have to shift gears from battle to tiers. That's all right. We're not going to be able to hit Tier 2 super early like we were a couple days ago every single time. But thank you, K-Styles. I appreciate that, man. Holy crap. Coming in to save the fucking day. As always, you love to see it. You love to see it. Guys, Morrigan won the battle. So let's take a look at this. Let's have a real look at this. All right, so Morrigan moves on. Now we're going to have Felicia versus Liara Tassoni tomorrow. And then after that, this is another one. This is another big one, in my opinion. Sniper Wolf versus Bayonetta. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Sniper Wolf versus Bayonetta. Now, me personally, I like Sniper Wolf. I know a lot of people like Bayonetta. I like Sniper Wolf, but that's fine. And then after that, we have... Oh, my God. I feel so bad. I feel so bad. We got Triss Marigold from The Witcher versus Tifa. Listen, it had to be somebody, okay? It had to be somebody going against Tifa. It is what it is, all right? I like my Witcher waifus. Nobody else likes the Witcher waifus. I like them, but it is what it is. So those are the three coming up, and then after that, we got Samus versus Elizabeth from BioShock. That should be interesting. You're gonna laugh if Tifa gets trolled out. Me too. I kind of want to see it, but again, I haven't seen the trolls in the last week, so I think they're taking a break. So we'll see. Maybe Tifa would sneak through, but I think that would be legendary. That'd be legendary. Samus versus Elizabeth. Then you got 2B versus Ciri, which would be interesting. Cortana versus Trish from Devil May Cry, which would be interesting. Chun-Li versus Lulu. That's going to be interesting. I don't like the Final Fantasy fan in me wants to vote for Lulu because she's so stacked. But I also love Chun-Li too. I don't know who to vote for that one. That's a little bit difficult. I don't know who to vote on that one. Then you got Claire Redfield versus Kasumi. I don't know. I feel like people vote for Kasumi on that one. Ada Wong versus Tally. That's going to be hard. Because I know a lot of you guys love Tally, but then a lot of you also love Ada Wong, so I don't know how that's going to go. Riku versus Eve is fucked up. I don't know if Eve has got the easy win there. Because I know a lot of people like Riku. She's a fantastic character. So I don't really know how that's going to go. And then you got Yuffie, or Yuffie, as some of you people say, versus Aerith. That's also going to be a tough one. Why would I be voting? Stacking? No, I'm not voting. I'm just saying who I would vote for. That's all. I wish I could vote. Are you kidding me? I'll troll all the time. But that would be unfair. So I don't know, man. This is interesting. The battles are going to be heating up. It started off slow, but now we got some big hitters in here. So we're gonna see how this is gonna go. I don't know. We'll find out. But again, if you're a fan for any of these major waifus like Eve, Tifa, or even like who else, Samus or 2B or any like, they might get fucking trolled. They might get trolled. I don't know. Did my girl Riku bad? I didn't. Somebody's got to go against Eve, man. Somebody's got to go against Eve. It is what it is. I didn't want to put the major hitters against each other in the beginning. I didn't want them to get eliminated right away. I didn't want to put Tifa against Eve. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do that. I want to make it interesting, you know? Plus, it gives the opportunity for an underdog to steal the win from a major character. That's how I see it anyway. All right, anyway, guys, fantastic. Fantastic battle. Thank you guys so much for the insane support. Join me tomorrow for Griffcast, 5 p.m. We're going to be playing Forza. I have the mech race. I got up to the mech race. I'm holding off on doing it until the stream so that you guys can see it. So if you want to see the race against the Gundam, check out 5 p.m. Griffcast tomorrow for Forza. And then obviously Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Don't miss it. Do not miss it. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been amazing as always. I appreciate the support today. I hope every single one of you had a fantastic time and you had fun today. I hope all of you have fun on the streams. That's the main goal. And I thank you for watching every single night. We had great numbers tonight. So clearly a lot of you guys must have been having a good time. Thank you guys so much for everything. Shout out to everybody who liked to stream and all that. Thank you for the gifted games. I don't know if I got any others. Let me double check. I don't think so. Let me double check. No, I didn't. Okay, we're good. Thank you guys so much. And shout out to the Hypnomods for doing what they do every single day. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to T-Jap as well. Old Man Cad. And I'll see every single one of you on the next one. Until then, you guys already know, go be bigots and go be gooners. I'll find somebody to raid. Stay to the end for the raid for whoever we end up raiding. Bye.
I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you get.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Her dog, or her cat, was named Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck Indiana Jones, put a ticket in, make her lady gay. Fuck Indiana, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it, sweetie, and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! That's all we fucking know! 'Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.
Why the hell are you still here? Go on. Get out of here. Go play some video games.